World Series of Poker. We are in for a treat today. Today we are going to be reviewing event number 69, the final table from event number 69, the $1,500 buy-in marathon event from the World Series of Poker. And it's going to be an epic one. We have some absolute all-stars on this final table, and we're going to introduce them right now. Our chip leader coming in is Ermo Kosk, who I wasn't able to find anything about. I think he's probably like about a mid-stakes grinder, average buy-in of about 500, but he does have the chip lead, which is a good thing to have. Eric Lamarcon is a Canadian pro from Montreal or Quebec. Very strong cash player, very strong tournament player. He's been around the game for over a decade. Extremely talented. Nikolai wasn't able to find anything on, but you know the Russians are very strong players, and when he's holding a 5.2 million chip stack, you can be confident he's going to have something to bring to the table. Same story always goes for the Germans. Giovanni Torre looks to be an online player, not a lot of info, but a very comfortable stack as well. Now we get into the real legends though. In fifth place, we have Sebastian Sikorski. You won't find much about him in terms of live results. But when it comes to online play, the guy is an absolute legend. Former #1 ranked pocket fiver, one of the most dangerous and most winningest players of all time, known as Pocket 00, Pocket Zeros. Look him up online. You'll be very impressed with the results that you see. In sixth place, we have a good friend of mine, Nicholas Mamoney. Also been around the scene for a very long time. Quite the gambler, quite the shooter. Quite the high variance player. He's got some high roller wins under his belt. He's got some deep runs in the WSOP main event, including the year that Phil Ivey made the final table. And we're going to see some very impressive play from him in this event, I am sure. The Brazilians, Diego Bitar and Murilo Fidelis do something. We're not able to find any information on small stakes players, but we have seen throughout this World Series of Poker that the Brazilians are very strong players and play a very solid style of poker. And in eighth place, one of your short stacks, but not to be counted out, is the legend giraffe ganger, Bert Stevens. So we have 1, 2, 3 absolute online crushers, some well-versed players, and a few unknowns, but a very good mix of players to be sure. Payouts for this event are ranging for $24,000 for 9th, $33,000 for 8th, $45,000 for 7th, $63,000 for 6th, $87,000 for 5th, $120,000 for 4th, $165,000 for 3rd, $228,000 for 2nd, and first place in this $1,500 marathon event number 69 from the World Series of Poker. It's going to be taking home $302,472 plus the coveted World Series of Poker gold bracelet. You can see it up here. You can also see it above me here. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the action. Let's get stacking. My name is Evan Jarvis. I will be your host for today's final table. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in chat wherever you're watching, whether you're on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Happy to field your guys and girls questions and give you the best learning experience possible from this here final table. We'll come in with the blinds at 80,000, 160,000. And we will have, for our chip stacks, chip leader is going to be holding 43 big blinds, second place 39 bigs, third place 33 bigs, fourth place 29 bigs, fifth place 22.7 bigs, sixth place 19 bigs, seventh place 15, eighth 15 bigs, and ninth place 8.5 big blinds. We will be able to see all the hole cards for this final table review, courtesy of GGPoker. They hooked us up with that. And we see Eric Lamarcon opening up the cutoff to a larger sizing here. Notice he's not going for a min raise. He's not quite going for a full 3x, but he is going for a larger sizing. This is to let the cutoff and button know that he is intending to call the big blind should the big blind go all in. And this is to hopefully dissuade these two from potentially making a play. See Giovanni thinking about it with the ace blocker. I do believe with Eric covering him and him making a size that he's willing to go all in against the big blind, Giovanni's probably going to fold the ace there. It's always tempting to make a raise with the ace blocker. But ultimately, if you're raising if you're 3-betting every single offsuit ace blocker, you're going to be in there way too much. And we see, as I promised you, one of our online legends, Sebastian Sikorski, Pocket O, showing you what makes him one of the best. He finds the 3-bet not with the ace blocker, but the king blocker, recognizing the situation, leveraging what's going on, and says, I know what you're trying to represent, but I think if you had a really strong hand, you'd probably just come in for a min raise or a 2.2x. So seeing that, he's going to go for the 3-bet for a third of his chips, which makes him looks pretty committed to this pot and makes it very hard for Eric to come in with anything but a premium hand. And given that he's raising from the cutoff, where he's going to have 25 to 35, 40% of hands, a lot of those hands are going to have to fold facing that action. So we see an incredible 3-bet from Sebastian Sikorski. Great way to start off this final table. He was 3-betting off of, what did he have to start that hand? 18 bigs, 19 bigs? I didn't even know you could 3-bet bluff off that stack size, but apparently you can. Sebastian Sikorski shows us that, and we're off to the races. Nick Mamoney coming in with the king queen open. Big blind is getting a nice price with 10-3 suited. He is going to take a flop. By no means a mandatory defend with the suited hand, but he does have Nick covered, and therefore Irmo could think that maybe he could apply some pressure post flop. On this board, Nick's going to come in with a third pot c-bet. That should be enough to get the job done, barring some extreme aggression from Irmo here. He's going to think about it, but I think ultimately he's going to pass on it. Welcome in Bob Wilson and Charan Duwadi from the YouTube. Welcome in. We cannot switch it to big blinds on the table, but I can tell you guys at any point how many big blinds the players in the tournament have. I have a little display on the left, which is covered by the payouts. I figure you guys would be more interested in the amount of money that they're playing for rather than the amount of big blinds that they have. All right, we see Eric Lamarcon coming in with Queen 8 suited. I expect he's going to be opening a wider range than we will have seen from some of the other players on some of the other final tables. The French Canadians tend to open as many hands as is humanly profitable. So that's going to mean a lot of suited kings, suited queens, maybe even some suited jacks, suited 2-gappers, suited 1-gappers, the full gambit. And for that reason, Irmo Kosk is thinking about 3-betting here. He's got 2 blockers, and he is 3-betting as the chip leader versus the second place stack. This is the highest ICM pressure possible to apply, and he's going to get that through. If it were earlier in the tournament, I don't think we'd see him making that play, but because it is the final table and the ICM pressure is at its highest, we are probably going to see more light 3-bets with blockers from these players who clearly know what they're doing. This tournament started with 1,438 players. We're down to the final 9. These guys have been playing for 29 levels of play. I think the levels were about 20 minutes, maybe 30. They've been playing poker for a very, very long time. See Giovanni coming in with a pretty light open here, ace-3. Reason being he is attacking the short stack in the big blind, Bert Stevens, who has 15 bigs. Once again, Sebastian Sikorski, completely aware of that, comes in with the 3-bet, takes the lead in the hand, and he's probably going to be taking this down. Welcome in XL Mira and DJ Flip. Nice to see you. Bolo Bixby, I was wondering where you were at. Glad you could join us for this final table review. Always good to have the VIPs, actually the EIPs in the sweats, in the reviews. In the reviews. Welcome in Leonardo. Welcome in Jewel Honder. As we see Irmo Kosk using his big stack. Looks like he's opening just about any 2. If he's opening 5-8 offsuit, he's probably opening close to any 2 cards, which you can do when you're opening into, 15 big blind short stacks, and there is, here he is, a 6 big blind stack here. All these players have to do is outlast that 9th place finisher to pick up an extra 9,000. They outlast 2 people. They're picking up an extra 21,000. Expect them to be on the tight side. And here, Bert Stevens has a potential reshove all-in spot if he expects Giovanni to be opening light. But given the raises coming from early position and there are those short stacks left in play, he opts to pass on the ace-jack, which totally reasonable. If we couldn't see the cards, I think it would be quite a tough decision whether or not to make a play with ace-jack. Remember, when you make the final table, your chip stack is worth so much, survival is worth so much that you don't need to take every spot that comes your way. Oh, there's Nick Mamoney making use of the snap cam. That's a good look. Speaking of a good luck, Nikolai flops a set of 8s, turns quads. And Giovanni, it's not a great card to fire a second barrel on. Nikolai, unlikely to be floating with overcards on this board. So if he has something like a 6-7 or a 4-5 or an 8-9, his hand is relatively unaffected. Still got quads. He's going to go for a little bit of value, hoping his opponent looks him up with ace high. Don't think it's that likely. It's probably just going to get this one through. But if Giovanni was sitting there with a pair, oh, there's Giraffe Ganger. Love how the online legends, super comfortable making use of the snap cam. It's not their first time playing at a final table, but it's Nikolai's first time in a while getting the nuts back-to-back hands, and this is going to be rough for Bert Stevens. Off 13 bigs from the cutoff, I could see him just moving all in, and he's going to run into the blades of Nikolai here. Pocket aces, easy call. He's an 80-20 favorite. Bert only has the hearts as a suit. And it's got him pretty thin, 3.94% on the flop. A little bit of a sweat on the turn. 2 aces left in the deck and 4 9s. That would make him a straight. That doesn't look like one, though. Looks more like a 5. That's going to be GG for Bert Stevens, going out in 8th place. If he'd taken the ace-jack spot, maybe things would have been a little different. Maybe they would have been exactly the same. Either way, 9th place finish for $24,190. 21 cents. Nice little payday for our man Bert Stevens. And once again, the aces have appeared. The question is, will Murillo 3-bet or will he just slow play? It is kind of face up if he flats off this stack size, and I think that's probably why he didn't do it. But the shorter you get, the more value there is in slow playing pocket aces, because you're happy to let your opponent see a flop, and if they catch a pair, they're never going to be able to fold. But with ace-queen suited, very hard to fold for that stack size. And our Brazilian friend, Murillo, is going to find the double up here. Here he is up to 4.5 million. That's going to jump him way up the chip counts, up into 5th, and he's feeling quite all right. I'd like to welcome in everybody from YouTube. If you're enjoying the commentary so far, please go ahead and do hit that like button. It helps the channel a lot. We'll bring more people to the stream so they can enjoy this action as well. And it also lets YouTube know that you want to be notified whenever I go live to do more final table reviews like this one. All right, let's see what Nick Mamoney is going to do here with King Queen facing an early position open from the chip leader, who we know is going to be opening wider than the short stacks would. Oh, sorry, second place stack. Is he going to make a play with King Queen as a result? Kind of an awkward spot, having only 20 bigs. He's going to pass on it, respect the early open from Irmo. And Sebastian, with a strong ace, getting a good price, is going to call here. He is going to call. Flops a wheel draw and 2 overs. Let's see how he plays it here. Remember, if you guys are just tuning in, Sebastian Sikorski, one of the greatest legends in the history of online poker tournaments, known as Pocket Zeros or Pocket 00. If you look him up, you'll find an incredible Pocket Fives profile. He's already impressed us very much with a couple plays on this final table. He's going to impress us a lot more. So keep your eyes on him, and keep your eyes on Nick Mamoney as well, longtime online grinder. Sebastian not going to float with the overcards and the gut shot. Sure, he did happen to have the best hand, but if you think about all the different aces that Irmo is going to be opening from early position, more often than not, ace 9 is going to be behind, because Irmo is going to have ace 10, ace jack, ace queen, ace king, and in terms of worse aces, ace 8. Does he even have A7? Does he even have A6? Probably not. So when you look at the overall range of aces he can have, Sebastian's behind more often than he's ahead. So while he was getting a great price to peel pre-flop, not such a great price on the flop, and he is more than happy to fold there on the flop. All right, we have an all-in and a call. After defending the big blind, Diego flops second pair. He's going nowhere. Unless the river is a 9 or an 8, he is going to be doubling up to 2 million in chips. So it's a pretty important concept. We do want to defend our blinds pretty wide because of the great pot odds offered when facing a min raise and with the antes that are out there. But once you see the flop, you no longer have to defend really wide because the price you are getting is just nowhere near as good, and the ranges you are dealing with are much stronger. Just a little note. And you're out of position for the rest of the hand, which is no good. So Irmo, kings in the big. Second place versus big stack. We'll probably see a 3-bet. And we do. Not sure what Nikolai's going to do. With him being the chip leader versus second place, we might see a 4-bet here. It is the right chip stacks to see it. He does have the ace blocker, but he is just going to fold. I think I like that play. Overall, we have seen Irmo make some plays, but even if these players were watching the feed as it's happening, the feed was on a 30-minute delay, and therefore they will not see, they will not have seen just yet how wide Irmo is making plays. All right, Eric coming in with king queen. I think this will probably get through. Irmo does have a pair, but it's a pretty junky pair. Pocket fours is not a very strong hand. Definitely a hand that's overvalued and overplayed a lot of the time, especially by newer players. Fours, threes, and deuces are pretty weak hands in general. But he's going to give it the good old college think and make the call. Does have the best hand on the flop. Later, GG. Does have the best hand on the flop. But here's the issue. Eric Lamarcon, even with just 2 overcards, has 25% equity. And Irmo's on the defensive, right? He has 4s. Eric could easily have bigger pairs. Irmo doesn't have a lot of information about Eric's range. And it's just going to be really hard for him to get to showdown out of position. And so he's going to try something out of the blue and lead out for a third pot. Eric taking the price and calls. As I was saying, he has 25% equity, and when your opponent leads out for a third of the pot, well, you're getting 4-1 on a call. You only need 20% equity to continue, and being in position, you're more likely to realize said equity, i.e. actually see your hand through to the river to see if you make a winner. It's exactly what Eric has done. He now has turned top pair, definitely going nowhere. And you see Irmo's just in a super awkward position. He's basically trying to represent that he has flopped a set. Which, I don't know, it's pretty hard to flop a set. So he may have got the perfect run out if he wants to go for it here. Eric only likely to be calling down with an ace if it's ace queen or ace 9, maybe ace 6 suited, although that may drop on the turn. So with it going overcard, Irmo could make a big bluff here and potentially take it down. But here's the thing, he's just blindly bluffing with no information. This is the problem with playing a marginal hand out of position, is you're then just barreling off into the pre-flop caller with no information about what's going on and just hoping for the best. So he checks. It's probably going to go check. Eric going to take this one down. Personally, not a big fan of the call with pocket fours pre-flop. The odds are decent, but if you're going to defend it, don't then go blindly barreling with no information into your opponent. It's just too tough, and there are better hands to do it with than pocket pairs that have 2 outs to improve. So pre-flop call, okay. Rest of the hand, not a huge fan of. I guess we can say lucky for Eric to have caught the queen, but there were a lot of times he was going to win that pot. All right, Nikolai picking up ace jack, going to raise it up. Eric flatting with 8s, and Irmo likely going to 3-bet here. Question is how much. He's on 30 big blinds. He's just going to go for the all-in sizing, and that should get through. There's no way ace jack's ever calling. And Eric, if you think about the range Irmo's moving in here for 30 blinds, does he ever move in 30 blinds with 7s? I don't think so. You guys can vote in chat what you think the worst pair Irmo would move all in here for 30 blinds is. And you're going to recognize that 8s is not doing very well against the range that you guys throw in the chat. And that's why this is an easy fold for Eric. He's going to take his time. He's going to run the numbers. He's going to say, I mean, I really think it's ace-king. But even if it's ace-king, if you knew your opponent had ace-king here, that's the other question. Would you want to put in another 4.4 million chips, 2/3 of your stack, to take a flip here? Or would you rather just fold and maintain your second place position with all the pay jumps that are to be had from surviving? So easy fold for Eric there. Irmo gets back up to 5.7 million. And very action start to this final table. We've seen a couple of nice light 3-bets. We've seen one big setup hand. And some aggressive bluffs from Irmo. We see Irmo's really going for it, man. Looking like he's trying to win this thing right out of the gate. We'll see if it works out. All right, he opens Queen 7 suited. Nikolai opts to flat with Ace 4. It's a hand that could be played as a 3-bet bluff, especially if stacks were shallower. At this particular stack depth, flatting appears to make the most sense. And he will check call once with bottom pair. Beautiful turn for Irmo, giving him the second nut flush. Will he continue barreling or will he check back? If he thinks his opponent is kind of capped at a pair of 9s or a pair of 8s or maybe a pair of 4s, there's plenty of merit to just checking behind and allowing Nikolai to turn his hand into a bluff on the river. If, however, he thinks that Nikolai's got some flush draws as well, he wants to build this pot as quickly as possible. Thing is, if they both have flushes and Irmo checks back the turn, except on the occasions where another spade comes on the river, Nikolai's going to bet and maybe call a raise. So checking back here is not the worst option. It's a pretty scary card, the king, for the range that Nikolai is check calling with on the flop, and therefore he's probably going to fold a lot to a turn bet. And it's one of those spots where, you know, in your mind you think, oh, I made a flush, I need to keep betting, I need to keep building the pot, my goal is to get all in. Well, yes, we teach early on that you want to try to get all in with your big hands, but that's when you also believe it's likely your opponent has a big hand as well. If it's very unlikely your opponent has a big hand and it's very unlikely your opponent's going to be able to continue versus a big bet, you don't need to necessarily try to go for all the chips. You can take other lines that get an extra bet out of your opponent. Better to get one extra bet than to get no bets because you went for all the bets, if you know what I mean. Anyway. Irmo, we saw him 3-bet with the blockers earlier, but this is a very different spot. We have a short stack opening from under the gun. Mario has a hand that also works as a 3-bet bluff, but we're just going to see a lot of respect for the under the gun open here. Eric in the big blind, getting a great price, is going to take a flop with 4-6 suited. It's a hand that has a lot of potential, a lot of opportunity to make something. Doesn't make anything here. 7 would give him a straight. Giovanni checks back with kings. Probably the slightest bit afraid of an 8, but more so just trying to induce some bluffs from Eric. I expect we'll see either a check bet on the turn or a bet call on the turn. Eric may see Giovanni's check as very likely of an ace-high type hand. And so he may decide to apply the pressure on our short stack, Giovanni Torre from Germany. It's a bet and a call. River is fairly clean. 6-7 completes. Queen 10 also completes. 2 mil in the middle, 2 million behind, about a pot-sized bet. Should Eric bet, Giovanni will be getting 2-1 on a call. Yo, what up, Unflushable Piss? Good to see you, my man. All right, Eric's going for it. Do you think he's going to get it through? If you guys have pocket kings and you know you can't see the cards, do you make the call here? He's played his hand in such a fashion that he's induced as many bluffs as possible, but does he fear the 8? Does he fear the 8? It's one of those spots where there's always a little part of you that worries your opponent has it, but the question is, what percentage of the time does he have it versus not having it? Because on this river, getting 2-1 on a call, if he's bluffing even a third of the time, you're making chips by calling. And in terms of like ICM outlasting other players, Giovanni's the shortest stack if he folds this river. So ICM doesn't need to be all that much of a consideration. Sup, Dosey-Do, welcome to the stream. Password for tonight's home game is Venom. Home game kicks off in about 3 hours, and we will be giving away 10 entries to the home game. So stick around if you guys would like a free entry to tonight's home game. It's going to be a lot of fun. Giovanni in the tank. It's a tough spot. I mean, World Series of Poker final table. You don't want to call and be wrong, but he's pretty high up in his range in terms of hands that he can have that raise pre-flop and check the flop. Other than, you know, Jack's full, Nine's full, Kings is pretty close to as good as it gets. I think ultimately he probably will find the call, but we will wait and see. If you guys think he's gonna find the call, smash that thumbs up button. Get your votes in. And if you don't think he's gonna find the call, don't hit the thumbs down button. Just type like IDK in the chat. Vibrato says no club, got a call, which means he's not blocking the flush draws that Eric could have. If Giovanni had a club in his hand, it decreases the frequency at which Eric has 2 clubs in his hand. But with no clubs, the frequency is at a maximum. It is at a maximum. We have about 10 votes that it's going to be a call. I'm with call, man. I'm with call. I'm mashing the thumbs up button. I'm with Tape Toto. I'm with George Priestley. I'm with Rafael Dutra Brito. He's finding the call. Congratulations. And Giovanni going to pick up a huge pot, 6 million in chips. That's going to vault him up to 3rd place in the rankings. Congratulations, Danny Boy, Gabby, George, Alex. All of you guys are. All of you guys are correct. You have found it. All of you guys are correct. And we do see that the French Canadians, very aggressive players, no surprise there. Yeah, Rafael Dutra Brito. My good friend of mine is a Dutra, Daniel Dutra. But my Portuguese, I don't really have Portuguese. I got a little Espanol, but I don't have a Portuguese. All right, Ermo. Probably going to find the raise here. We've seen that he's definitely on the looser side when it comes to raising. And I do expect this one will likely get through. Sebastian has shown a willingness to make plays, but that's usually with late position opens. When you're looking at late 3-bets, generally you want to be 3-betting versus the cutoff and the button. And you like to have a blocker in your hand, whether it's an ace, a king, queen, king. Like the ace is the best blocker. It's like an A-class blocker. Kings and queens are like B-class, and everything else like a jack, tens, a C-class. There's a big distance between the B and the C-class blockers. But Ermo coming in with the 4s, Nikolai with the 3-bets, Sebastian knows the hand's no good versus that action. Although if it had folded to Nikolai, we may have seen some action go in. Same with Diego. We definitely would have seen a lot of money going in the middle if Ermo had not opened the 4s here, but he did choose to open them. And given what we've seen from him, he may call here and try to set mine against Nikolai. Ermo does not like to hit the fold button. He is getting 3-1 on a call pre-flop, which means for, implied odds, he'd need to get about another 2.4 million post, and he's just going to 4-bet it. He's just going to 4-bet it. It's chip leader versus second place. Gives you a sick feeling to your stomach if you're Nikolai, but you've seen how aggro it is. Easy shove. Rip the chips in the middle. See you later, Irmo. The aggression is not working out, my friend. Pocket fours are not finding the goods. All right, Rafael says Diego Bitar is one of the best in Brazil. Good to know. Good to know. Rafael, do you know anything about Murillo? We were curious. I couldn't find too much info about him, but I assume that, you know, he's solid as most of the Brazilians are. And Nikolai taking it down. Ian saying he got stuck in 2007 back when 5-bet click folding was a thing. Welcome in, Devontae. Nice to see you, man. Phil Preston. Glad you love the channel, man. Glad you tuned in today. Welcome, welcome. All right. Nikolai opening 10-9 suited. Giovanni, pocket eights. Very playable hand here. 35 bigs up against the chip leader, though. Doesn't want to 3-bet, risk getting 4-bet. He's just going to flat, see if he can take it to the streets, realize some equity. We know that the ambush is waiting, and Diego is going to be putting all the chips in the middle here. He has a chance to increase his stack 60%. No showdown. Picking up $1 million. You only got 1.6. No showdown. That's a beautiful thing. See a fold. Definite fold from Nikolai. Giovanni, decent price here. He is getting 2-1. He can afford it. It's for about a quarter of his chips. We may see a call from Giovanni. Not sure. The price is pretty decent. And yeah, should we Equilab it? Just see. Let's do a little Equilab real quick. Even giving a strong range here. Let's go with, you know, super strong range. Let's just go ace, king, and jacks only and see if eights have 33% equity. They do. They do. Now, if we had more pairs, it's going to decrease the equity slightly because he's got that 20% more often than he has the 50-50. But if you even had ace, queen suited in there, that should probably swing it. Anyway, you can see it's very close. So ultimately, against the really strong range, he's getting 2-1, but it probably is a fold. From looking at the Equilab there real quick, he is going to make the call, but you can see why. It was extremely close percentage-wise. And he's looking to drill an 8, and an 8 only will give him the win, and now he's drawing dead. It's going to be a big, more than double up, 2.5x stack incretion for Diego, and that is going to bump him up to 5th place now. And yeah, Rafael says that Diego's one of the best, so we may see some more awesome play here. We have so many great players to watch on this final table. As we've said, Sebastian Sikorski, former #1 pocket fiver. Diego is one of the best in Brazil. Nick Mamoney has won high rollers and made many deep runs in big tournaments, longtime online player. And then Eric, pro. And yeah. No 7-4 offsuit 3-bets yet, Bolo, but we may see them coming. I think we'll see a 3-bet here from Irmo. He's just going to put Sebastian all in. Sebastian went for the larger sizing 3x to probably discourage a play like this. Did not work out, and I don't think we'll see him make a call here. Very few worse hands Irmo's going to do this with, namely ace 2, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5 suited would be the only ones. And because of combinatorics, the fact that, you know, for every one offsuit hand you have in your range, you need about 3 suited hands to balance it out. He's going to be looking at a bigger ace way more often than he is looking at a worse ace there. So easy fold for Sebastian there. Simple raise fold. And we're on to the next hand where Eric may get this one through uncontested with king, queen suited. King, queen suited. Is going to take that one down, no problem. Again, we are sweating the final table from event 69 of the online World Series of Poker 2020 edition, brought to you by GGPoker. Every player in this tournament remaining is guaranteed $33,333. It's a lot of threes, and 52 cents. And 6-figure payday for the top 4 finishers, including $302,000 for first place in this event. My name is Evan Jarvis, also known as Gripst, broadcasting to you via Gripst Poker Training on YouTube and the Gripst channel on twitch.tv. So glad you could join me this evening If you're enjoying the content on YouTube, please hit that thumbs up button. It helps the channel out a lot, and also lets YouTube know that you want to be notified when I do more of these final table reviews. And if you want to play some poker with us later, we will be hosting a home game on Twitch in about 3 hours. You are more than welcome, and we will be giving away 20 entries to that game. All right, big spot going on here. Murillo folds off the short stack. I was kind of surprised to see him fold the 9-10 suited, but we know why. $10,000 to be gained by outlasting one more player, $20,000 to be gained from that, from outlasting another one. He just wants to survive. He doesn't want to take variance. Now, Nikolai has flopped top pair, or has flopped an overpair against Eric's top pair. Eric is going to be at the minimum calling on this flop, and he's going to be losing a fair number of chips here, probably at least 2 bets. He is going to go for a raise. Not sure if he's raising to raise fold or to raise get it in. The reason he's raising is to protect if Nikolai is just firing a continuation bet with 2 overcards. Eric doesn't want to give him a chance to basically hit one of those overcards for free, so he's protecting his hand. But when he gets shoved on here, I don't know what he does, man. I don't know what he does. Getting about, let's see, there's 3 mil in the middle. He's getting 2-1 on a call. He needs 30%. I mean, again, we can just run it. You have 10-9. You're on 5 of hearts, 9 of clubs, 3 of hearts board. And even if you're just up against over pairs, right? And like ace king, if we could just do ace king of hearts as an example, you're going to see that he's not in good shape. 22%. And even if you make the flush draw, say, I don't know, ace 8 of hearts, he's not going to be in good shape. So maybe he's going to find the raise fold. Maybe that's the reason for this raise, but no, he's snap calling with top pair. He's in very dire straits here, 16.7%. We know that 2 of his outs are gone. Murillo sees he would have won if he saw this flop and got all his chips in the middle. But he's probably feeling pretty fine about avoiding confrontation altogether and picking up an extra $12,600. Congratulations to our 8th place finisher, Eric Lamarcond from Canada, taking home $33,333.52. All the remaining players are guaranteed $45,933. And we will continue to sweat our way up to the top. Wow, Nick Mamoney coming in with the open with King 5 offsuit. Very aggressive. Gets the best hand, King Jack to fold. Sebastian with a couple of middling cards here also folds. Good stack size awareness. I guess he's attacking those 20 big blind stacks. Pretty wild though, with the chip leader being on the button. Maybe he figured, since Nikolai just won a big pot, probably wants to hold on to those chips, not put them back in play. That's often a good time to go for a steal right after a big pot has just gone down. And Nick Mamoney going to pick up 2 back-to-back pots here. First, he's stealing the blinds. Now he's stealing the blinds with an open as well. Nice big chip up here going down. There's no way Irmo's calling with King 9 suited. And Mamoney going to be up to 4.3 million. That's going to be good for 3rd place when this pot is said and done. When this pot is said and done. Let me see some votes in the chat, guys. Who do you think is going to win? Do you think it's going to be one of our Canadian players? One of our Brazilian players? Our Russian player? Is this one Estonia? Or our German player? Get those votes in chat. This will be a bit of a swing pot here. Irmo, Jacks versus the 9s of Nick Mamoney. Given what we've seen, this could be a 3-bet. More likely a 3-bet. He's just going to pile it. And Nick, a little bit of a tough spot, but similar to the spot we saw earlier with the 8s. Is Irmo doing this with 7s? Is he doing it with 5s? Probably not. And overall, against the range Nick's up against, especially with ICM in play, he's in 3rd place. He can make so much by laddering. He's probably just going to find the fold button here. Move on. That's Estonia. Okay, thank you, Unmasked Hanya. Always like to, learn where I can and get confirmation where I can. That's the beauty of doing a stream live, is I can get feedback from smart people like yourself who know more than I do. While Nick's in the tank here, I'm just going to rehydrate. He does find the fold. And Murillo, gonna find the open. Ace 10 suited. We've seen Irmo likes to play pocket fours. Does he reach down as low as the 3-4 suited connector? I don't think so. I don't think so. He's gonna pass on that one. But we should see a little bit of action here. Nikolai, ace queen under the gun. Diego, ace jack suited in mid. Probably a flat call here. He's got a nice hand to play in position. He's got the suitedness working for him. Can hit top pair a multitude of ways. That is the beauty of having suited aces and suited broadways. And on this board, we will see some money go in the middle. Question is how much? I do not know. Probably 2 bets. 3 would be tough, right? Unless a jack turns, because Nikolai is gonna have ace 10, but he's also gonna have ace queen and ace king. So in terms of the aces Diego could be up against, he's behind more often than he's ahead. And once it goes 3 streets of betting, that ace 10 is probably no longer in the picture. We'll see a check call here from Nikolai. Question is, will he check call the river? Because now he's only beating. All right, he's check raising all in. Do we like the play? Or do we think he should just check call? I guess he's trying to charge like 9-10 suited, 9-8 suited that floated the flop, but those hands probably aren't in there pre-flop. Maybe he's getting max value from ace 10. I guess it's all right. The board's not that draw heavy though. He could just check call and then like check river and evaluate. But maybe he wants to protect against that 10 or 8 coming. Either way, barring a queen on the river, it's going to be a double up for Diego Bitar. And one of the best in Brazil is going to be doubling up to 2nd place in chips. What up, JC Raptor? We haven't moved yet. This is just a different setup from my current house. Although I did find a new apartment. I take possession of it on the 15th. Probably not going to move there immediately. I have this apartment until the end of November. So I'm going to slowly move things to the new place. But the new place is fantastic. It's right on the water. It's kind of, as far as a rental goes, it's pretty much my dream apartment. And I just joined my like dream tennis club too. So yeah, we're 2020. We're really living the dream. It's been a wild year, a very tough year, challenging for myself, as I'm sure it's been challenging for a lot of other people as well. But good things have come from the pressure that's created from it. You know, much like a diamond comes from the extreme pressure being put under it. I kind of feel like that's what 2020's been. And I'm just grateful to be experiencing positive growth. Speaking of positive growth, Giovanni flops bottom pair and an open ender here. They both have the same straight draw, and now they both have the same straight. Raphael says Diego would have folded the turn of no. I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. If you think about the range Nikolai would have been 2-barreling with on a non-jack turn, there probably aren't many worse aces there. So Diego has the good discipline, good hand awareness. All right, both hands have a straight. Both players have a straight. We're probably just going to see a check call, I imagine. Giovanni can be concerned about queen 10, can be concerned about 10x with clubs. Nice spot here for Irmo to apply a lot of pressure. He both has the 10 for the straight and he has the ace of clubs blocker. And in terms of backdoor flush draws that Giovanni's going to make with, you know what? He can have all the combos. He can have 7-6 suited. He can have 10-8 suited. He can have 10-7 suited. King 10, queen 10 suited. So maybe not all in, but still, I mean, it feels pretty good with the ace of clubs. He's going to go for about 80% pot, half of Giovanni's chips. I think ultimately he will find the call, as he found the call before with kings. Not going to love it, but he feels okay about it. Does find the job. JC says, congrats on finding a place. Thank you, man. Appreciate that very much. Yeah, it was an interesting process of finding a new home and of searching, because I was also like writing a book in the meantime that I was very behind on in schedule. But it all just came together masterfully. Made great progress with the book. I do expect to be done it by the end of the year. Probably have the majority of it done by the end of November, and then we'll just, add images and hand examples and stuff. It's going to be really nice to finish the year with that. We've also got a new website. If you guys want to check it out, I'll put a link in chat. Grips.com. We have a new website, and we're giving away 100 free pro memberships to the first 100 people to join. So if you want to get some free training, check out the new content, feel free to take me up on that offer. 'Tis absolutely free. And yeah, we got great things going on with the stream. Great content coming. It's exciting. All right, Sebastian goes for the reshove here for 19 big blinds with King Jack, as you do, facing a cutoff or button open with Broadway's easy spots to move it all in. And I think Nikolai will probably find the call here. Not going to love it for this many chips, but yeah, he's going to find the call. He actually snaps it. Absolute domination. Domination. Rotation on the flop, though. Part of why we reshove these Broadway hands is even when they are behind, they still have pretty good equity. A lot of times they are live. That's going to be a huge double up for pocket zeros. Sebastian Sikorski jumps up to second place with 6.2 million. Our current chip leader now, Diego Bitar from Brazil, representing. No, JC Raptor, it's going to be like a hardcover published book, man. There will be a digital version. There will be an audio version, but it's going to be a hard copy as well. All right, interesting spot. Sebastian with the ace blocker may attack the short stack of Nick Mamoney. If he makes it like 2.5x here, so like 800K, he basically puts Nick to an all-in or fold decision, and that's a great way to leverage. He can basically risk 800,000 chips, there you go, to threaten 3.2 million. So huge leverage. And he gets Diego to fold ace-queen, which otherwise certainly would have played. And Nick probably just going to have to fold king-queen here, facing the 3-bet. Yeah, it's a fantastic final table on Mass Handing. Wow! That is awareness of your opponent. Nick Mamoney knows Sebastian Sikorski is capable of making a light 3-bet, even off this stack size. And so he just says, whatever, dude. If you got it, let's run the cards. I'm blocking ace-king. I'm blocking ace-queen. I'm blocking kings. I'm blocking queens. Show me the goods, Sebastian. I don't think you have them. Boom. Gets it through. And huge chip up for Nick Mamoney. I told you guys, keep an eye on these two players. They're going to do some really epic things at this final table. Probably including opening queen 5 suited from the cutoff. One of these two will be opening. Professor Grind, yes, you will be able to get an autographed copy of the book. I think we'll be doing a book signing launch party at the World Series next year if everything goes according to schedule. But also for anyone who's in Toronto or the greater Toronto area, we could probably do something at like Niagara Falls. Love to do a little meetup, share some time, some hangs, sign some books for sure. Sounds like a great idea to me. All right, Nick Mamoney in the big blind does have an ace. This type of player, he may 3-bet this. I know he likes to do a lot more 3-betting rather than flatting. He likes to be the guy putting the last bet in the middle rather than just calling. Yeah, he is going to go for a 3-bet here. Knows his man once again is one of the looser players on the table, and definitely makes for a good candidate for attacking with some light 3-bets. All right, takes it down. Joe Adams, we are sweating the final table from event number 69 of the World Series of Poker. It was a $1,500 buy-in that started with 1,438 players. We're down to the final 7. And courtesy of GGPoker, we have access to all the hole cards for an incredible learning experience. Diego going to come in for the 3-bet here with ace-jack. Makes sense. Ace-jack suited, we saw him flat earlier, but an offsuit hand not quite as good. And when you have a hand that's like pretty good, too good to fold, but not good enough to call, it's a great hand to 3-bet. Nikolai just going to move all in. We see that Nikolai and Irmo really just playing the maximum aggression things, not really wanting to take it to the streets. Diego gonna tank a little bit, save face here, and then fold. Sup, Juju Davidson, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. Yes, we do have a giveaway going. Exclamation mark giveaway in chat if you want to get in on that. Just giving away a free entry for the home game tonight. Wow, Nick Mamoney, man. 3-bet and Jack 10 offsuit. We'll see if this one works. Diego Bitar, probably paying attention, probably seeing the frequency at which Nick Mamoney is making plays. And it is a pretty high frequency. But Diego's still going to fold. Let that one go through. And Nick Mamoney steadily chipping up with no showdown. Pretty impressive stuff. And just it shows that it's very difficult to play 3-bet pots out of position with a marginal hand. And in that spot, ace-10 offsuit is a pretty marginal hand facing a 3-bet. So I think that's why we saw Diego fold it. Sebastian opening ace-10. Nick, maybe. I mean, he's got the blockers again. Could 3-bet the king-jack, but this time he's going to respect the position of the opener. Nikolai will find the 3-bet, though. And this should just be a fold for Sebastian. It's definitely not, you know, a strong enough hand to 4-bet. Unless he's 4-bet bluffing, but he'd have about half his chips in the middle. If you're going to 4-bet bluff, generally speaking, the most of your chips you'd like to commit to the pot is probably about 1/3. Once it gets beyond that, your price to call off is pretty good. And it's not a great idea to force yourself to call off with a junky hand, right? So if you're going to 4-bet bluff or 3-bet bluff, generally 25 to 33% of your chips should probably be about the cap. So we see Sebastian shove over the limp. Says no free flops, sir. I'll take that one. Thank you very much. And the blinds increase. First time on this final table we've seen them gone up. 100,000, 200,000 are the blinds now. So we'll go through the chip stacks after this hand because I have a feeling Irmo is going to be opening, and that if Nick folds the sixes, Mario is probably going to be moving all in. Curious to see what Nick does with sixes. It's a decent hand, and if Irmo folded, Nick definitely would have opened it, but it's not really great for 3-betting. It has no blockers. Doesn't play that well, especially at shallow stacks. So folding makes sense. And I think we'll see Mario move all in here. It's the right player to do it versus it's a strong enough hand to do it with. And we'll probably get it through. So at the new blind level, 100,000, 200,000. Nikolai, still the chip leader, has 38 big blinds. Second place is the other Nick Mamoney on 29.2 bigs. Diego is in third with 28.4 bigs. Irmo, after this hand, will have about 24.5 big blinds. Sebastian Sikorski also sitting on 24 big blinds. And then our short stacks, Giovanni and Mario both have 18 blinds apiece. So decent stack sizes here. They definitely have a little bit of play. No one's feeling a ton of pressure to get their chips in the middle. So it's kind of anyone's game who's going to be going out next and who's going to be moving up the ranks. Everyone remaining in the tournament does have $45,933 locked up. That's about 30 buy-ins in this $1,500 buy-in event. Sixth place will be getting 42 buy-ins or $63,000. Fifth place taking home $87,000. Fourth place, $120,000, $186. Third, $165,613. Second, $228,212. And first place in this tournament will be taking home $302,472. Mario checks back the flop, wanting to get to showdown with his ace high, not wanting to get check raised by Irmo. Irmo pot controlling as well by checking the turn, planning to check call. Now we're likely going to see him go for value. And given how the hands played out, you can't fault Mario for calling here. Irmo's shown no interest in this pot. May have bet earlier, certainly would have bet earlier with an 8. He could have a 6, could have a jack, but he could also just have, random hand that missed. And he's going to bet with all his air hands, so it makes sense for Murillo to call with ace high, and Irmo's going to take that one down with jacks and 8s. Probably see Diego raise and take this one down. Not too much action to see here. If you guys are enjoying the show, please do hit the thumbs up button on YouTube. It helps the channel a lot, and it also lets YouTube know that you want to be notified every time I go live to do one of these final table reviews. We still have about 10 final table reviews saved up, and I think over the next 3 months for the rest of the year, I'm going to be doing 1 or 2 per week because I absolutely love this content. I think it's the best learning experience possible, and for anyone who wants to make more money playing tournament poker, this is where it's at. Final tables with some of the best players in the world, highest stakes in the world, and all hole cards revealed. Doesn't get much better than that. All right, Diego coming in with ace-8. Irmo thinking about mixing it up with the 6-8 suited. It's a good looking hand, but it's got no blockers. They're too shallow to be concerned about board coverage. Get out of there. This is the kind of hand that's going to be 3-betting here. Pocket queens. Probably see, what do we think he's going to do? Like 1.4 mil? 1.8, 1.4, 1.4. The man knows his sizings, and Diego probably just going to fold here. We've seen he's very disciplined. That's what's helped him to get this far. Wading through a field of 1,438 players. Down to the final 7. He didn't get here by mistake. He didn't get here by fluke. He's one of the best players in Brazil, and he knows when to hold him, and he knows when to fold him. Karish says, you're the man, Grips. Thank you so much, Karish. Much appreciated. Thank you for tuning in today. Hope you're enjoying the show. Diego, opening. He's 4 suited. Nikolai going to defend, as you do with, the middling Broadway cards are good candidates to defend the big blind with. You can flop top pair, you can flop second pair, you can flop strong straight draws. And for the price, he was getting pre-flop. Just easy call. And then on this board, easy fold. As we mentioned earlier, you can defend your blinds quite wide when you're getting kind of 4-1 on a call. You only need to win the pot about 20% of the time. But then post-flop, you can play much more cautiously, conservatively, selective with continuing. Hopefully Sebastian reconnects within the next 22 seconds. This is not the time you want to be losing your internet. This is why it's good to invest in a backup connection. The expected value of pocket queens on a $1,500 final table, 3-day tournament, pretty big. Pretty big. Yeah, this could be kind of monka. Oof. Folds queens. Folds queens off 24 bigs. He didn't know in the moment that he had queens, but I'm sure he saw this replay. Saw that he lost that. Very surprised to see, of all people, this guy's internet go down, man. Probably would have just taken the blinds. I don't think Irmo would have mixed it up there, but you never know. Looks like Irmo going to go for back-to-back here. Takes down with a suited ace. Now I'm going to go with king-queen. Sneggy says, hey, you helped me a lot with your player type vids. Keep on going your content. Thanks, Sneggy. Much appreciated, man. Yeah, the Playing the Player series. Definitely good stuff. Definitely good stuff. I'll be including a section on that in the book as well. All right, Sebastian. It's a little bit more than a min raise, but we see it's 300,000 to play for a pot of 1.3 million. Pretty nice price here. He's going to go for the 3-bet. We're seeing Canadian superstars like to play this pressure poker, which puts their opponents in very tough spots. What do you do if you have king-queen offsuit, if you're Irmo, facing a 3-bet from the big blind when you raise from mid-position? King-queen. It's like such an awkward spot. I really don't know what I'd do if I were him. He's going to move it all in. And that is going to get it through. Nice awareness, man. Nice awareness, fearlessness from Irmo. I guess it goes to show when you have someone who is a very aggressive 3-better, you just got to push and pray. that it all works out. No plans for new episode of the podcast. No plans, Mr. Raptor. Coordinating podcast takes quite a lot of effort, and to do a 3-hour podcast takes about minimum 3 hours of research to get the questions that I'm going to do, because I like to, research my guests, listen to all the podcasts they've been on before, find out their favorite questions, and really plan the episode. So it's about a 10-hour investment to get one of those podcasts. And right now, between the book, the live streaming, content for the new site, working for pokercoaching.com, doing review videos, I've got my hands full at this point. The podcast will have to wait, but maybe in the future. I've enjoyed them. Wow, Giovanni, what do? You flopped open-ended. But I guess it's too expensive. 1.5 million, easy call, getting 2-1 with an open-ender, but he's going to need more equity than that, facing a shove. Irmo takes it down. Built up a chip lead, 9 million there. All right, Nikolai. Gonna open this one up for us. I think we'll see Irmo probably defend. Connected hand. This is probably about the worst hand worth defending from the big blind. 7-6 off, 6-5 off, pretty weak, but 7-8. You can still flop those middle pairs and whatnot. I can justify making a call. And he does. And on this board, we'll probably just see a check fold. What do we think for sizing from Nikolai? Do we like a small size, like a third pot, or a big size, like 2/3? He likes a small size, third pot. Makes sense. If your opponent does have a strong hand they want to check raise, by betting smaller, you'll get a better price, more easily able to continue in the hand. And if your opponent missed, you don't really need to bet much to get the job done. See a fold from 9-8 suited. It's a spot some players make a mistake, think that, with 10 blinds, they should shove a suited connector, not from early position. When you're on the short stack, you're thinking about what hands you want to shove. Focus on shoving in a late position when you have fewer players to get through. Diego going to open with Queen Jack. And I don't want to predict what Mamoney is going to do, because we've seen he's a pretty hothead. He's pretty wild. He's pretty crazy. Likes to make plays out of the blinds. He might think that a queen blocker is plenty good enough to make a 3-bet. So we'll just let him display what he wants to do. And he's going to fold that one. That's what I expect, like under normal circumstances, but against some players, you never know. You never know. What's up, Sean? Glad you could make it, man. It's a great final table we have. Irmo doesn't even want to give the opponents. See, I'm surprised here. I think Irmo, with his stack and his hand, he could definitely go for a min raise here. Invite Mamoney to make the light 3-bet. So you can 4-bet all in. Take those chips with no showdown. I think maybe with like ace-5 suited, okay, open shove, although it's kind of a lot. But with that particular hand, there really is no need for any of that. All right, the players are on a quick break, so I'm just going to let everyone know we do have a home game happening later today on America's Card Room. If you would like to play it, it's located under the tourney, private, micro tab, Gripst Stormers home game. The password is Venom, VENOM. We will also be giving away 10 free entries on Twitch. So if you guys would like to play in the home game and maybe playing it absolutely free, come join us at twitch.tv/Gripst. And yeah, we'll be doing the giveaways after the final table review is done. Also, if you're enjoying this particular final table review and you would like to watch more final table reviews like this, I have a bunch of them available on my YouTube channel. You can see they're all here, event 36, 33, 30, I don't know. There's like 15 of them. And if you just go to playlists at youtube.com/grips. You'll see the WSOP 2020 final table replays, all 4 cards revealed, available right here. All 12 of them to watch at your viewing pleasure. If you're enjoying the show, please hit that thumbs up button to let me know. It helps the channel a lot and also lets YouTube know that you want to know next time I go live to do another one of these final table reviews, which will be very, very soon. And with that little bit said, let's continue on into the action. Skip this break because we have the power too. And let's keep on stacking. Blinds still 100,000, 200,000. Sebastian Sikorski, 15 bigs. This may be all in. This may be all in worthy. It certainly is. He's going to get that one in there. No problem. Takes it down. This will be interesting. We'll probably see Nick open this. Murillo has a hand that's good enough to reshove, but I wonder if he's so shallow that he's not going to do it, because let's see. If he goes in for 1.8 mil, it's going to be 2.7 in the middle, and it's 1.4 to call. Mamoney's going to be getting about 2 to 1. I think for that reason, Murillo may pass on this spot. He knows he's very likely to get called, and therefore he would like to have a better hand. Jack said, just found your stream. Glad I did. Well, welcome, Jack. We're glad you found it too. If you want to learn how to play better tournament poker, you are definitely in the right spot, my friend. We are learning from some of the best poker players in the world in this here stream. Some very strong tournament professionals here. King 7 suited could be good enough to shove here. 9 big blinds, 3 players to get through. Pretty strong hand. Shortest stack left in the tournament. It is a 20K pay jump from 7th to 6th, but if he doesn't take this spot, he's going to lose 2.5 bigs. Be down to 6 bigs soon. He's going pretty short. He is going to pass on it. Nikolai shoves. Tough spot for Giovanni here. Do you call for 10 bigs with ace-8 versus a button shove? We know he would have pushed it blind versus blind, but tough to make the call. But he is being rewarded for waiting. He's got pocket queens, and he is going to get action here from Irmo. Price is pretty good for Irmo. He can afford it with the chips he has. He's way behind. Don't know if he's going to make the call, but nice reward for Murillo, man. Gets it in as an 80-20 favorite. Going to need to fade 10s, 8s, and hearts. Super sweats. Ace, 9, or heart will give Irmo the best hand. We need a board pair for our friend Murillo from Brazil. That's not going to be it. Absolute devastation. Getting it in as a 4-1 favorite. Not good enough. So sick sometimes this game. So sick sometimes this game. Feel the man's pain. He gets $45,933 for his 7th place finish, but you know that is not what he was hoping for. He was hoping for a whole lot more than that. Ouch. Well, the remaining players love to see it. They all made an extra 18K from that elimination. And Irmo just gathering himself right now. He's not thinking about making a call with Jack 3 offsuit here. He is just feeling himself after catching that epic suck out there. Ace on the turn gives him a straight. That is the winner. So we're down to the final 6 players in this $1,500 buy-in. Event number 69 from the World Series of Poker 2020 edition, brought to you by GG. Our remaining players all guaranteed $63,295, but they're looking for that $300,000 up top, plus that World Series of Poker golden bracelet. Get their name in history, get their name in the books as a World Series of Poker champion. And Giovanni Picks up ace-9. He's going to open for a steal under the gun, but he's going to get the bad news from Irmo, who says, I'm ready to run it, and Giovanni's going to say, I'm not. I'm not. This is going to be a raise fold. And it's going to be raise fold. Dosidos is hi. Here you have knowledge in regards to the best poker video on YouTube. Can you be more specific? Best training video, best bad beat compilation, most fun video. What are we talking about here? Oh my goodness. Pause for a minute. We have just received a raid from the legend himself, Mr. Uncle Slacker. Thank you so much, Uncle Slacker, for the raid. Everybody from the army, we are reviewing a final table from the World Series of Poker. We're down to the final 6 players, seeing how the best in the business do what they do. Welcome in, living it up. Jeej, damn, that's sweet. Bolo Bigsby, Dosi Do Cabin. Okay, I see. You guys were trolling me. You guys were trolling me. Do you know any good poker videos on YouTube? Asking for a friend. I hear they exist. I have yet to find them. I hear this Gripsed guy or Gripsed guy. I hear he's all right. I think it's spelled Gripsed. But I don't know for sure if he if indeed the videos are of the best quality. But what I do know is that King 8 offsuit is going to be in rough shape here against the A7 suited of Sebastian Sikorski. It's a big spot. Oof. And the King 8 is going to get there. That's going to be our winner. Shout out to Living It Up coming in with the biddies. Not sure what's going on with the notifications. Let me turn them on actually. Because they should be going down. Browser source. There it is. There it is. Someone can hit the follow button just to test it. That'd be appreciated. Shout out to Living It Up's coming in with the 300 bits. Thank you so much. Shout out to Uncle Slacker coming in with the raid of 46 members. Yes, our notifications are working. I'm so sorry they were turned off before. Give that man his love. Give Uncle Slacker his love. Coming in with the raid, coming in with the support. Hope you guys had a fantastic home game today. And we will be giving away 10 seats to our home game today as well, after this final table review is done. Irmo, he got there with the 10-8 suited last hand. He's looking to get there once again with 10-9 suited this hand. Can our German friend Giovanni find 2 double ups back to back? Indeed, he can. And now he's up to 6.2 million in chips. Karen asked, do you know any good poker YouTube videos? Asking for a friend. Also want to know what's in the box. A lot of stuff's in the boxes, Karen. I'm about to move apartments right now, so a lot of stuff is in the boxes. But yeah, I hear the I hear this Grupst guy is decent on YouTube. Decent. All right, Giovanni comes in with the raise. For everyone who's just tuning in, we are watching event 69, especially for Uncle Slacker and the squad. We're watching event 69 from the World Series of Poker. It was a $1,500 buy-in event that started with 1,438 players. We are down to the final six players at this final table. Everyone remaining is guaranteed $63,295. Fifth is getting $87K. Fourth, $120,000. Third, $165,000. Second, $228,212. And first place is taking home $302,472. The players to watch are Diego Bitar, one of the very best in Brazil. Nick Mamoney, tournament player, crusher for a long time. Been all over the map, man. Played everywhere. Done everything. He's won some high rollers, live events, deep runs in the WSOP. Sebastian Sikorski is one of the top-ranked pocket fivers. Former number one of the most legendary players in the world, known as Pocket Zeros. And then we have our mystery players. We don't know too much about Irmo other than he's super aggro. We don't know too much about Nikolai except that he doesn't really like playing post-flop. And Giovanni, Well, he's just played solid. He's just been playing, you know, your standard mathematical push-fold perfection. It's been working out for him so well. So that's who to keep our eyes on for this final table. Blinds are currently 100,000, 200,000. We have about another hour and a half of play. And when we reach the end of this event, we will be playing some marbles and giving away 10 entries to the home game. Something we've seen from Nick Mamoney, he likes to 3-bet light. You see it here, man. Ripping in 35 blinds, pocket fours. No fear against this button opener. He's going to get it in there. I'm just going to test. I just want to test the sound effects. Please let me know if this one works, guys. Please let me know if this one works. Welcome in, Woohoo Sue. Thank you for the 7 months of support. Let's keep this party going. Let's keep this party going all the way to the top. You gotta love the World Series of Poker music, eh? It's good stuff. All right, Nick Mamoney. Probably gonna fold to the 3-bet here. We've seen he's a very aggressive 3-better, and we've seen it's been working out for him. Sebastian Sikorski has also done a lot of light 3-betting. Some has worked out, some has not. We've seen some pretty wild spots with some light 3-bets followed by some light 4-bets all in. Really good awareness from these players. All right, Nikolai, 3-bets, takes it down. It's going to be the winner there. Antonio asked, do I still play on Bovado? Not really. Most of my play is a mix between America's Card Room and GG. Uh-oh. We may have a hype train coming in. Shout out to Living It Ups coming in with the tier 1 subscription. Appreciate you, brother. Let's get some Tillies in the chat. Let's get some Tillies in the chat for Living It Ups. And wow, we have ourselves a big hand here. Irmo picks up 10s. He's not the type to fold. Giovanni picks up aces. This is likely going to be a very big pot. Irmo is probably about to lose a lot of chips because from what we've seen, he doesn't like folding. This is very likely going to go 3-bet, shove all in. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That's my guess for what's going to happen here. Shout out to Living It Ups, gifting the 1 to Joey RFR, Royal Flush Radio. Shout out to Royal Flush Radio. Great place to listen to poker things. Let's get some Tillies in the chat for that. I told you guys, it's going in. Aces for Giovanni. All he's got to do is hold the baby here, and he's going to be an overwhelming chip leader. He was almost out the door with that King 8. Got there against the Ace 7 suit of Sebastian. And barring a 10 of diamonds or a 10 of clubs on the river, we are going to see a huge swing in the action. Our former chip leader, Irmo, is now the short stack. And given how swingy he is in his play, I think we may see the last of these chips go in the middle pretty soon here. Giovanni's been playing solid. He's now the chip leader. He's a threat to take this thing down for sure. Shout out to Living It Up's gifting another sub to the community. Welcome in Cheese Bunnies to Team Grips. Hope you're ready to stack them chips. Nick Mamoney opens the 3s. Giovanni feeling the rush a little bit. Wants to see if he can flop a set. Going to be pretty tough to do when there's only 1 3 left in the deck. But this is a board that favors the in-position player rather than the under-the-gun opener. And so Giovanni may actually be able to take this pot away. I don't expect Mamoney's going to continue here with such a janky hand. Ace-3 offsuit. Kind of surprised he opened it in the first place. But given how short the big blind was, I think that was his reason for doing so. And, this could be the spot. Giovanni's going to open the ace with the big stack. Sebastian's definitely going to move all in here for 10 big blinds. And Diego, not gonna call with 9s. I thought that was one he could consider, but I guess for ICM reasons, he's going to let Giovanni do the work. Yeah, I guess Sebastian's not moving in a lot of smaller pairs, and Diego doesn't need to flip for half his chips. Actually, it makes sense that he's going to make that fold there. Yeah, Karish, it's a 4-to-1 advantage for the pair over pair situations. It's one of the good spots you want to get to in poker very much. Guys, can we get like some more Tillies and Billies in the chat for living it ups, man? Subbing and then gifting 2 subs right after is a pretty boss move, man. Pretty boss move, man. I think the man deserves a lot of love for coming in with that kind of good vibes, man. All right, Sebastian, 14 bigs. This will probably go in the middle. And we see Mamoney not going to call with 6s. We see people not overplaying their small pairs. This is a big thing to be learning here. The value of not overplaying small pairs. We saw Irmo overplay one earlier. Didn't work out for him too well. And then we've seen people who respect the value of a small pair and not overplaying it doing quite well. Oh, saw dude. Saw McSwizzle. Welcome, welcome. Yes, AK907. This was from... Oh, my goodness. Shout out to CeeLo Pro coming in with the 8 months. Let's get stacking. Indeed. Can I get some silver G chips in the chat for my man CeeLo Pro? We are one away. One away from a baby, as my mentor Uncle Slacker would say, man. You gotta love the Twitch life, man. Great vibes, great community, great things going on. All right. Nikolai open in deuces. Giovanni flatten. It's a nice spot for Sebastian if he thinks Giovanni's not going to be trapping. Big chip up here. He's going to increase his stack 30% with no showdown here. Giovanni's certainly not going to make the call. Nice fearlessness by Sebastian, chipping up once again. Train a coming. Watch out, man. I don't know if I can handle a hype train, man. Those things are pretty wild and pretty crazy. Giovanni coming out the open. We see that when the short stack's in the big blind, we saw Nick open ace-3. We saw Giovanni open king-5. People are opening with any excuse of a hand. One card, one blocker. That's all they need. And speaking of a card, Nick Mamoney has not one, but 2 kings in this spot. And Irmo, knowing his style, he might shove this one. He's going to get snapped. Pretty low equity here for Queen 7. I kind of want to see what it is. What is it like? Can someone run it in the calc? I feel like it's like 14% or something. Maybe even less. It's pretty low. He's picked up 17 on the flop. He's got 5 outs. A queen or a 7 will give him the win. But it cannot be the 7 of spades. That could be a 7. It's a 6. That's going to be a GG for Irmo. Probably came in a little bit too aggro, and that left him finishing in 6th place, taking home $63,295. Still a decent payday for a $1,500 buy-in event, but very shy of that top spot, $300,000. Everyone remaining is guaranteed $87K, and then we're into 6-figure paydays for the top 4 players. Welcome in, Thor. Nice to see you, my friend. We are streaming on no delay today. Just had to talk through the situation at the table before I could give a little greeting, because we have about 250 people watch, and they want to hear what's going on in the spots. Big learning opportunities. Wow, Giovanni ripping in 30 bigs. We're seeing some high aggression here. Very hard for Mamoney to make a call there, given that he is 2nd place and getting reshoved on by the chip leader. Nice play by the German. Suited ace, strong hand. Gonna have decent equity even when called, even when he's in bad shape. You know what they say, 30% of the time. It works every time. And yeah, he's gonna get it through. Now, I remember you, Thor. I remember you, bro. I remember everybody in the stream. Remember everybody in the stream. All right. Wonder when the blinds go up. Probably maybe in like 6 minutes. Oh, no, in 3 hands. In 3 hands, actually. That's when the blinds are going to be going up. See Diego finding the light 3-bet here. Nice awareness of the spot. We haven't seen him get up to too much, but that's kind of the beauty of building a strong image. Oh, you're out of here. Peace up, living it up. Thank you so much for the sub and the gift subs, man. Much appreciated to you. You will be remembered today as the top gifter. Boss man, thank you so much. Yeah, we haven't seen Diego do too much, but that's the beauty of building a tight image, is that when you have a tight image, you haven't made a lot of plays, and then you do make a play like that, 3-bet bluffing with ace-3 offsuit, you tend to get credit, you tend to get it through. Notice Nick Mamoney, despite getting a very good price in position there, does not want to defend with 10-7 offsuit. He's very selective of the times he takes variance to his stack, and that's probably what's helped him get so far. We started with 1,400 players in this tournament, and we're down to the final 5. These guys have outlasted an incredible number of players to make it this far. They're getting an incredible payday. It's a $1,500 buy-in event, no messing around. $1,500, and we still have $915,000 to be split up. Blinds going up, 120,000, 240,000. It's going to put a fair bit more pressure on Sebastian Sikorski, online legend, pocket zeros, who has 15 bigs at this point. Nick Mamoney has 25 bigs. Nikolai has 23 bigs. Diego has 26 bigs. And Giovanni, our chip leader, 60 bigs, mixing it up with 9-7 offsuit here. Nick Mamoney also splashing. Opens the Kitchies. Don't know why it's called the Kitchies, but that's what it's called. 10-3 suited. Flops bottom pair. Looking to get a cheap showdown. And Giovanni, despite flopping the double gut shot, realizes that the king may be no good and just folds there. Really nice play there from Nick Mamoney. When in doubt, guys, c-bet small. C-bet a third of the pot. C-bet a quarter of the pot. It's often going to work out for you if you do so. C-bass pocket eights. I think this goes in the middle. I think this goes in the middle with 15 bigs. It does. Diego is flipping, but against Sebastian's range, he's in very bad shape. This is likely going to be a fold. And a nice chip up for Sebastian Sikorski. Can we get some votes in the chat, guys? Who do we think is going to take this thing down? Do we think it will be the chip leader, the German, Giovanni Torre? Do we think it will be the Brazilian, Diego Bitar? Do we think it will be the Russian, Nikolai Matsen something? Do we think it will be the online legend, Sebastian Sikorski? Or the dude who's repping a sunset, Nicholas Mamoney? Get those votes out in chat. Let's see who's correct when it's all said and done. Probably see an open here from Giovanni. He's got half a hand, plus he's got all the chips. See if Diego wants to get involved. Once again, has the blocker. Ace blocker facing a late position open. He does make the 3-bet here. I think we'll likely see a fold. If Giovanni was suited, we may see a call, but I think Queen 9 offsuit probably going to find its way into the muck. Facing the 3-bet. Vivian's voting for Sebastian. JC's voting for Nikolai. J Coop voting for Nicholas. DJ Flip voting for Diego. We've got some votes for everybody. Got some votes for everybody. Except the chip leader. No one has faith in the chip leader. Whatever. Usually betting on the chips is a pretty good idea. Nick Mamoney getting in there with Rag City. Jack 7 off. Nikolai defends. If Nick can find the c-bet here, probably get it done. Wow. Min bet. I was expecting a little bit more, maybe something like 480,000, but he's just going to go min. I think the reason being, when Nikolai just flats, he's going to have a lot of very weak hands that will fold to this second barrel here. And indeed, pretty sweet 2-barrel here from Nick Mamoney. Bets the min on the flop and a third of the pot on the turn. Gives himself a very good price. Takes it down. A very strong play there from Nick Mamoney. That's going to put him clearly in second place. Really nice play. Showing that's the texture of the flop And your opponent's range is much more important when it comes to whether or not you should be betting or checking than the strength of your hand. Strength of your hand, generally one of the last things to look at when deciding whether or not to bet or check and how much to bet. Gilly's going to take the German. All right. Everybody's got somebody. Love it. Love it. We all got a nice sweat going on here. Nikolai with the open. And a couple players with ace-x. Giovanni, he's just going to pile it in. I think Sebastian would have done the same thing if Giovanni had folded. And Giovanni going to take it down up to 13.7 million in chips. Mamoney got the ace five-handed. Will he find a raise? It would be in alignment with everything we've seen from him before, but he's going to pass on it. Strong awareness. But Giovanni, he's going to fold. Sebastian probably going to be all in here. I mean, it's 18 bigs. It's kind of a lot, but blind versus blind. He probably just wants to put max pressure on Diego. I think we'll just see a shove and a snap call from Diego. He's a 70-30 favorite. Sebastian going to need a lot of help. A lot more help now. He's down to 2 outs with only 2 cards to come. 10 or a 9 would give him a chop. Deuce for the win. 7 is not going to cut it. Sebastian Sikorski going to be our 5th place finisher, taking home $87,219. Absolute legend. It was a pleasure to watch him play. Pocket zeros, my friend. Sebastian Sikorski, one of the best to ever do it in online poker. We are now down to the final 4. Diego Bitar, one of the best from Brazil, jumps up to 2nd place. We'll see a shove from Nikolai. Everyone here is guaranteed a 6-figure payday. 120,000 locked up. 165,000, 613 for 3rd. 228,212 for 2nd. And the winner will be taking home $302,000 plus World Series of Poker golden bracelet. Their name in the history books as an absolute legend, a World Series of Poker champion. Could be Giovanni, the chip leader. Could be Diego, the boss Brazilian, very close in 2nd. Could be the man with the sunset, Nick Mamoney. Rocking a 7 milli stack, 30 bigs, plenty to work with. Or our short stack Nikolai, who's not too short, man. 21 big blinds is plenty to work with here. We have ourselves a fantastic sweat. Hope you are all enjoying the show, and I just want to thank you all so much for tuning in. My name is Evan Jarvis, also known as Gripst. This is about the 13th final table review we've done. We've got 10 more coming. If you're enjoying it, hit that thumbs up button on YouTube to let YouTube know that you want to be notified whenever we go live with another one of these. It also helps out the channel a ton, so I appreciate it very much. Diego, mid-pair. I don't know if you can call here. 3 ways, C-bet. Pretty large C-bet too. He is going to find it. Now he's in a tough spot. Nick Mamoney has turned a gut shot. He is the type of player to apply a lot of pressure. I could see him going for a big bet here to put maximum pressure on a 9. All the pressure on hands like ace-5, ace-deuce, 5-6. Yep. Coming again. And this is the challenge of calling with mid-pair. It's pretty hard to call again when you don't improve to 2-pair, trips, or backdoor flush draw. And Mamoney showing the power of aggression. This is a great style of play we're witnessing here. He is making great use of his chips, not relying so much on his cards, letting his betting be the thing that gets the job done. Something that most of the best in the world tend to do. Let the chips do the work. Have the cards as backup when necessary. Which is rarely, because usually we're not getting a showdown in poker. All right, Diego limps in. Nick, top pair. Jack 3. Definitely not going to be folding here. And we'll see some chips going in the middle. Diego turns an open-end straight draw and an overcard. Going to keep firing. Question is how much? Might be a decent spot even for an overbet, honestly. He's sizing up. Very large bet here, about 80% of the pot. 90 even. Nick Mamoney. He's got top pair. Doesn't love it, but he does have top pair. think it's between call and fold. We're never going to... Wow, we do see a raise. What is this all about? Let me tell you, my friends. Thinks the jack may be good. Doesn't know for sure, but he thinks it may be good. Given that he's not folding, he seems to think it's more likely it's good than it's not. But his opponent can definitely have a lot of outs and a lot of equity. We see with queen 10, he can hit a king, he can hit a queen, he can hit an 8 to make the best hand. If his opponent has 9, 8, 7, 8, 7, 6, 5, 6, anything like that, it's a similar situation where he has a lot of outs and a lot of equity to improve in the hand. So rather than just calling and allowing his opponent to fire a big bet on the river to put a lot of pressure on Nick Mamoney, instead he is going to raise the turn here to put the pressure back on Diego, and with anything but 2 pair plus, he's in a very tough spot, and he's going to have to just call, and then Nick basically buys the showdown where the river is going to go check, check. So for the extra price of 1.14 million, he gets to see the showdown, whereas if he called and there were 3 million in the middle, Diego's bet on the river would probably be much, much more than 1.2 million. So this is a very advanced play known as the free showdown play. I think Charlie in his masterclass calls it the min raise blocker bet, and puts Diego in a spot. Diego probably just going to call here. Given that Nick can have 6-8, Diego can't really raise, and now this works out exactly how Nick wants. It's going to go check, likely check on the river. Whereas if Nick had just called the turn, Diego likely fires a big bet on the river here, and it puts Nick in a very tough spot with just the pair of jacks. So very advanced play by Nick Mamoney there. Well done. Boom. Takes it down. 5.2 million chips. That's going to get him tied for second place now. That was just a work of art right there. So I told you guys, keep your eye on Nick Mamoney, man. Incredible, incredible tournament poker player. I don't know what his cash game's like, but I know his tournament game is very, very, very strong. All right, Diego, open queen 8 suited. This looks like a hand that will probably get through. I don't expect Giovanni's going to get involved when Jack 5 offsuit. See Nick probably open Jack 10. Giovanni may get involved with ace 8 here. Chip lead versus second place. We could see a 3-bet. They are pretty deep, so I don't know if he really wants to 3-bet out of position 50 blinds deep. Shallower stack, we definitely would have seen a 3-bet from Giovanni. And here we'll see a small c-bet, probably 300,000 to 400,000 from Nick. Take this one down uncontested. I don't believe Diego's going to peel with king high here. You see, he puts a little butter on top, so it looks a bit more than a min bet, but it doesn't take a lot to get the job done. All right, Giovanni got a king on the button. Pretty weak king, though. And Nick's playing like a boss, so it makes sense Giovanni doesn't want to open. I think we'll see a limp and a raise, probably followed by a call. Diego's got a hand that likes to see a flop, but doesn't want to play an inflated pot. If he opens and gets 3-bet, that's getting a bit too expensive. But for just a limp call, I think it probably costs, what, 720? Yep. 750. Diego, gonna call. And once again, we'll probably see a slightly bigger c-bet here because of the draws. So maybe like 450,000. But still pretty small is going to be able to get the job done. Yeah, 545,000. He's going to take it down. Nick Mamoney, your new chip leader. Your new chip leader. Giovanni coming in for the raise here with Jack 9 suited. We may or may not see a defend from Nikolai, also with a suited jack in the big blind. He flops a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. Giovanni, top pair. We'll probably see a large bet here from Giovanni, given how draw heavy the board is. I was thinking like 800K. But he goes for the small size. Nikolai snap calls. See a similar spot to earlier. Giovanni could check back to induce a bluff from Nikolai, or he could bet again to charge all the draws that Nikolai could have. Really, definitely merit to both lines here. He's going to go with 40% bet, and that should take it down. I don't expect Nikolai to make a play here. Maybe on the king of spades, but king of clubs, no backdoor draw. No real need to get involved. All right, big pot will be a brewing here. Nick Mamoney, queens on the button. 24 blinds deep. We'll probably see a 3-bet. And normal circumstances, Nikolai easy fold here. Diego easy fold here. But we've seen Nick Mamoney has been playing absolutely absurd when it comes to the 3-bet. We've seen him 3-bet and fold to 4-bet. So given that, I wouldn't fault Nikolai for moving it all in here. He is going to get snapped. And that's the value of 3-betting light a lot, is it gets people to 4-bet wider against you and gets you action in spots where, you know, nits wouldn't get anything. And barring ace on the river, Nick Mamoney going to get the knockout, taking out Nikolai, and he's also going to get the chip lead. So things are really heating up. Congratulations to our 4th place finisher, Nikolai from Russia, taking home $120,186. And wow. We are 3-handed. Maybe going to be heads up, actually, in just a second. Diego may go for the limp shove here with ace-8. Nick Mamoney, your current chip leader on 17 million. 72 bigs. Giovanni, 2nd place on 13.6 million. And Diego Bitar, your short stack, rocking 5 million chips. He's limp calling at the minimum. May limp shove. He is going to limp shove. It's going to be a snap call from Nick Mamoney here. And once again, if he can fade another ace, he'll be heads up for all the moolah. It is the ace on the flop for Diego. Finds the 30% of the time. It works every time. And he is going to double up to 10 million, evening out the chip stacks. Anybody's game at this point. Anybody's game at this point. 10 mil for Diego, 12 mil for Nick Mamoney, 13 mil for Giovanni. Nick probably a little bit devastated there. That was a $63,000 pay jump he just missed out on. Plus, he would have had a 2-to-1 chip lead. Going heads up, going for the bracelets. But he is a seasoned veteran. He will keep his composure. Knows that's poker. Just going to get right back to it, doing what he does. Raising it up with deuce 4 suited. Raising it up with 4 high. Giovanni finds the 3-bet with ace 4 suited. Nick, not ready to fold just yet. Now he's ready to fold. All right, so our players, man, $165,000 locked up, over 110 buy-ins. For everyone who's just tuning in right now, we are reviewing the final table from event number 69, the 2020 World Series of Poker, brought to you by GGPoker and WSOP. It was a $1,500 buy-in. The marathon, longest blind levels of the series. I believe there were about 30 minutes. Started with 1,438 players. We are down to the final 3 contestants. Every player left on the final table guaranteed $165,613. Second place, $228,212. And first place in this event is $302,472. My name is Evan Jarvis, also known as Gripst, founder of the Grips Poker Training Channel on YouTube. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. Feel free to leave any questions, comments, feedbacks, or just hellos in the chat. If you're looking for a shout out, be happy to say what's up to you. Nick Mamoney opens King Jack suited. We will be seeing some chips go in the middle here. Giovanni, 3-betting. And I believe in this spot, Nick's going to flat. His hand's much stronger than deuce 4 suited. Definitely good to take a flop. He's not going to love the fact that he's out of position, but he is getting 2-to-1. He's going to have better than 30% equity against the range. And knowing how wide Giovanni can 3-bet with any ace here, the King Jack suited is going to be pretty live. Shout out to Ultimate G while we wait for the decision here. Told you guys the shout outs are real. All you got to do is say what up in chat. Nick Mamoney is going to just go for the fold here, though. We see he really doesn't want to play pots out of position. We saw a masterful play in position with the Jack 3 suited. I think most players are flatting there in that 3-bet pot with King Jack suited. But Nick's someone who really likes to have the lead in the hand. He's someone who really likes to have control in the hand. And I think that's why we saw him just fold to the 3-bet there. C-bet from Nick. Top pair for Diego. He's definitely not folding this one. Question is check call or check raise. A lot of potential overcards to protect against. Doesn't want to see a queen, a king, an ace, a heart. That's why he's check raising here. Not to get it all in, but just to ensure that if Nick's got some marginal drawing hand that he doesn't get to see the turn and river for free. Because if he goes check call and then checks the turn, Nick gets 2 cards for the price of 1. And generally speaking, you don't want to let your opponent do that when you have a hand like top pair that is pretty vulnerable. All right, Diego. King Jack. Gonna raise it up. I don't think we'll see Nick defend here with 10-7 offsuit. It's not really been his style so far, and as the stakes get higher, I think we're pretty unlikely to see the style change. It's probably going to stay even more consistent the higher the stakes get. It's king suited for Diego. Ace-4 off for Giovanni. Something's going to happen here. Something is going to happen here for sure. It's a 3-bet from Giovanni. Probably just going to be a 4-bet all in from Diego. Kind of tough to play ace-king suited any other way. 2.45 mil in the middle if he flats, and then misses the flop, then has to give up a 3.6 milli pot. It's just too much in terms of chips. Better just 4-bet it all in. Maybe get it in against ace-queen. Flip against a lot of hands for the tournament, basically. And just take down a nice pot with no showdown on the occasions that Giovanni's bluffing, as he was there. Now it's Nick with jacks. Once again, we'll probably be seeing the chips go in the middle here. Diego's got a good hand for 3-betting, especially when Nick's going with this larger sizing. If Nick was just min-raising, Diego's got a nice price to flat, but facing the 3x the price isn't as good. Thought we may be more likely to see a 3-bet from Diego, but he opts to flat. Nick with jacks. Interesting hand. Normally on this board texture, the bet going to be the obvious automatic play. But with his particular hand that doesn't need a ton of protection, checking could make sense. I think the reason we see a bet there is because he wants to keep his range uncapped, i.e. if he checks, he doesn't have a lot of ace-king type hands in his range. Diego can apply a lot of pressure. And when you're sitting there with 2 jacks, you don't really want to face a big bet on the turn and the river. But by betting the flop there, he keeps his range uncapped. He can have jacks, queens, kings, aces, ace-king. And therefore, Diego has to be kind of much more honest in terms of the hands with which he continues with. Hope that makes sense, and I do hope that all the analysis does make sense. I try my best to make it as accessible to people as possible, and if the info is a bit hard to follow, in about 13 minutes I'll show you guys a training program that will help you get your MTT lingo fundamentals foundation in place so that you can get the most from these final table reviews, and it's absolutely free. So showing you guys that on the break. All right, Nick Mamoney opens here. Could see it go either way with Diego. He's going to go with the flat. They both flop second pair. We'll likely see a small c-bet here. And wow. This is going to be a much bigger pot now. Diego leads. Nick could raise for value or just call in position. He's not guaranteed to have the best hand with a jack. Also, if he goes raise, turn, bomb, river, he's not going to get full value from an ace. So calling in position makes sense. Depending on sizing here, it may just go call, call. Especially if Diego bombs it here for like 2.4 million. 2 million, yeah, it's probably just going to be a call. And Nick, do you raise if you have king jack? Definitely raise if you have ace jack. Do you raise with jack 10? We'll just see a call. Nick loses a big pot, but dodges a bullet, not losing all the chips. And with that cooler hand, Diego Bitar, one of the best in Brazil. Your new chip leader. 16 million. And, PVB here, 30 bigs. You're going to see a limp and a raise. God King AL says your explanation is clear. Thanks, Evan. Awesome. Glad you're following. Are we going to see a limp shove? I feel like it's too many chips. 30 bigs? Kind of a lot. Then the question is like, how else do you play a pair of deuces though? Limp call out of position? Probably going to lose. He is going to go for the limp shove. Not surprised, but unlucky for him. He's running to the 10s. Nick Mamoney just needs to hold. 80-20 favorite. Did a great job to not lose his stack on the last hand. Trips over trip situation, and that looks like a 10 on the river. 10's full of aces. Gonna bring Nick Mamoney back up in the chips. In fact, all the way up to your chip leader. 13.5 million boss status. Welcome in Redback to the stream. Sorry I can't play the cards chat game, but commentating while playing a game is just absolutely impossible. And I want to give the people what they want, which is the best analysis that I can offer. So I'll be playing in the home game, 6 o'clock Redback. I'll see you there. But for now, got to prioritize. Diego, going to slow play with kings here. Strong enough hand. And Giovanni now just out of position with nothing but the ace-high blocker. He's going to c-bet small. Diego, is he going to continue with the slow play? He could raise here. If he raises here, he's going to get all the chips in against queens, jacks, tens. And he protects against like a random ace. But if he calls, he allows all Broadway cards to continue to barrel. So jack 10, jack queen, ace queen, things like that to barrel if they hit. But I think his reason for raising here is it's a clean board, no ace. He wants to get all the money in against tens, jacks, queens, or a flush draw. That's why he goes for the small raise here. I like this play. I think we used it in a tournament last week. Tends to work pretty well because if you're in Giovanni's spot and you have jacks, what do? You put all the money in. That's just what happens. Giovanni will likely find the fold here, though. Any form of continuation here would be extremely spewy with nothing but the ace of hearts. And he is the German. The Germans, they don't spew, yeah. The Germans do not spew. So, nice laydown there from Giovanni. Nice trap from Diego, though. If he 4-bet pre-flop, he gets fewer chips. But by flatting, he got that extra c-bet out of Giovanni. And if Giovanni had a big hand, he still would have got a lot. So I like that play. Nick Mamoney raises pre. Diego defends. A little piece for both. Top pair for Diego. Second pair for Nick. Small c-bet here. Quarter pot. And we'll probably see it go. I mean, it could check or it could go another small bet here. Nick's once again doing that buying the showdown play. If Diego has a flush draw, Nick wants to charge him. And he's kind of controlling the price of the showdown. If he checks behind, Diego gets to set the price on the river. And we've seen Nick likes to maintain control of the action. Hence the barrel on the turn. Diego going for full value here, rightfully so. If Nick had ace, queen, ace, jack, ace, 10, may continue, but with king 8 just being second pair, I think we'll see a fold here. And Diego will take this one down. Nick running through the combos, trying to decide if Diego could be doing this with a flush draw. Also deciding if even if he could be doing this with a flush draw, who cares? Because he also balances his range with hands that have him absolutely crushed. If you're in a spot where you're either slightly ahead or way behind, you should probably fold. As opposed to situations where you're either slightly behind or way ahead, in which case you should probably continue. That was either slightly ahead or way behind. And given that, that's going to be a good situation to get out of the way. And once again, Diego, the chip lead. Chip lead just bouncing all over the place on this here final table. Pretty fun to see. Nick Mamoney going for the 3-bet with 8 deuce suited. Not really sure what to say about that. Maybe he thinks he's playing blackjack, or maybe he just knows that he's on another level. Either way, great awareness by him. Does take the pot down with 8-2 suited. Giovanni had the best of it, but pretty hard to know that when you're sitting there with Jack-9 offsuit. And interesting defend here. Jack-6 off. Not really sure what that one's all about. A couple of unorthodox plays here at this stage in the game. Nick Mamoney takes another one down. Looking for a little momentum here. Seeing if he can pick up his momentum and build his way back to the chip lead. Continuing with the small C bets. Very fast too. Very fast. And takes that one down. Once again, your chip leader, Nick Mamoney. And Giovanni going to get 3-bet once again. Diego, pretty premium hand here with ace queen. Much more premium than 10-8 off. And probably just take this one down pre-flop. Maybe a little bit of frustration here as Giovanni running a little bit cold compared to the fireball and the inferno of Nicholas Mamoney and Diego Bitar. But good news for him is the bell will ring in 5 minutes, 42 seconds. There will be a break shortly for him to reconvene, regroup, reset for the final stages of this marathon event. $1,500 buy-in World Series of Poker event 69, brought to you by GGPoker, World Series of Poker, and Gripsed Poker Training. Pair of 8s for both players on the turn. And see if Diego goes for a little value here. It makes sense that he would. There's a lot to protect against. Protect against a 9, a 10, a 5, a 4, a spades. Makes sense for him to put a bet in here. I don't think we'll see 2 bets go in. But we will see it go in here. And Giovanni, not even going to call. Doesn't want to play a pot out of position with second pair. Totally understandable, actually. And I really like that we saw that fold, actually. A lot of people think, oh, I have a pair I have to defend. You still have another street of betting coming. And if you're not sure where you're at on the turn, and then you're potentially facing an even bigger bet on the river, that's not a good situation to get involved with. And so props to Giovanni for finding the fold there, despite the fact that they actually had the exact same hand. Billy Bates says, you are a pro sports broadcaster. Thank you so much, Billy Bates. I did grow up watching a lot of sports on TV. Didn't feel like I was good enough to play them, but did feel like I could do the commentary. And poker is the game that I love, that I have the most experience with, the most practice with, and the most knowledge of. So getting that kind of feedback is really awesome and really appreciated, Billy Bates. I actually once told my friends in college, when I've been playing poker for 2 or 3 years, that when I grew up, I was going to be a commentator for the World Poker Tour. Maybe that dream will still come true. I mean, Tony Dunst does a great job. One of the best to ever do it for sure. But maybe if he needs a broadcast partner, I could be available. Giovanni, going for value. Tough spot for Diego. Flop second pair blind versus blind, but you faced 3 barrels. Would your opponent triple barrel with a 5? No, but maybe 7-8. That's the only real draw. Backdoor club's got there. Yeah, he's probably going to fold. He's probably going to fold. I think EPT's taken, but I'd happily do the coverage for World Series of Poker too. I think if it was between the World Poker Tour and the World Series, I'd go with the WSOP. I love the WSOP. Ooh, this could be a spot. I know it doesn't look like much. It's just a suited ace, but we've seen, whatever. We've seen Giovanni's willing to put the chips in, and this is a really good hand to 4-bet bluff with. Diego's 3-bet him multiple times, which means A, he may be getting sick of it, but B, more importantly, he may think that Diego's capable of being light, which we know he is. So this is the kind of hand that Giovanni could conceivably 4-bet bluff all in with here. You see Nick Mamoney, aware of the fact that it could be a light 3-bet, says, I'm going to go for the light 4-bet. Not quite as strong of a hand as ace-deuce suited, but 8-4 suited. We see the dynamics here. And Diego going to be all in here. But actually not surprised to see this cold 4-bet here. We know Nick's willing to make moves. He's an absolute blaster. And the dynamic was such, man. We've seen so many 3-bets here that it makes sense, man. Blinds are going up. 150,000, 300,000. Wow. What a go for there from Nick Mamoney. Smash that like button if you were surprised by that 4-bet. I was expecting to see a 4-bet that hand, but I was not expecting to see it from Nick Mamoney. Either way, props to him for going for it and making the play. Unlucky to run into queens, or maybe just unreasonable to go for a 4-bet with such a junk hand. Anyway, Diego, your chip leader, picked up queens at the right time. And also picked up a huge pot, sitting on 17 million. Should he put no more chips in this pot on the turn. Top and bottom against middle and bottom. Nick Mamoney follows it up with another barrel. Diego probably going to find the discipline to lay this one down at this point. Again, he's just going to be in a very difficult spot on the river, but he does find the call. Backdoor draws get there. And this will probably go check, check on the river unless Nick Mamoney wants to try to barrel him off king, queen. Big pot picked up there. Once again, the power of building a reckless image is that you do get looked up a lot later by your opponents in other pots. Nick Mamoney, absolutely fearless. Going to be steadily sitting in second place on 12.5 million in chips. We're going to break in just about 10 seconds here. But don't sweat it. We have the ability to skip the majority of the break, and that is what we are going to do. We're going to turn the 6-minute break into a 1-minute break. Giovanni, second pair. Diego, top pair. Probably to see a check call here. No reason to inflate the pot. Diego does have a reasonably strong hand with ace-10, but Giovanni is capable of having ace-8, ace-jack, ace-queen, ace-king. So he has the nut advantage, and given that he can have the nuts, Diego can't just go crazy with a hand like ace-10. Sup, Alex? Welcome to the stream. XL Mira, D doesn't. Good to see you all. Glad you can join us. And we see a small blocker bet here. Pretty good price for Giovanni, 6-1 on a call, but he also beats barely anything here. 7 beats him, ace beats him. 8 with a lot of these kickers have 2 pair. May see him go for a little bluff raise here with the king of hearts, but probably not. Probably not. Sup, Jamie and Badger. All right, so we're going to be on break here for just a minute, as promised. If you guys want to step up your tournament game, understand more of what I'm saying, the lingo, we do have the free poker training package available at the new and improved grips.com. Go to grips.com/free if you want to work on your tournament game. Just click this join now button right here for tournaments. If you want to work on cash, click this one here. It will get you access to a 30-day training program, which includes my 10-part MTT video guide, my written ebook on MTTs, beginner's guide to selecting MTTs in tournament poker fundamentals. All in all, about 6 hours of training material plus an 80-page ebook and 30 days of custom videos coming your way to teach you everything you need to know how to play profitable poker. If cash games are more your thing, check out Project Get Me Stacking Cash Edition. We will send you the Bankroll Building Bible, the Cash Game Guide, 5 pillars of peak performance poker so you can feel your best and play your best, and mental game mastery so you always bring your A game to the table, as well as a 30 custom day training program. Both these programs are absolutely free at gripst.com/free. Check them out now or anytime. They will be available. And take what you learned. Go out there. Get stacking. Anyway, let's get right back into the action. As promised, just click ahead. And also a quick reminder, we have a home game in an hour and a half. And we will be giving away 10 entries to that home game after this final table is done. If you want to collect one of those, come join us on Twitch. And yeah, best of luck getting a free entry to tonight's ACR Stormers home game. Sup, Finn Bear, welcome to the stream. Hope you're enjoying it. If you're just tuning in right now, we are down to the final 3 players of event number 69, 2020 World Series of Poker, brought to you by GGPoker and the World Series of Poker. This is a $1,500 buy-in event. Started with 1,500 players, just shy of that, 1,438 players. We are down to the final 3 contestants. They are fighting for $302,000 and a World Series of Poker golden bracelet. All 3 of them are guaranteed $165,613. Second place will be $228,212. And the winner of this event will be taking home $302,472 plus the coveted Golden World Series of Poker bracelet. To get to know our players, Diego Bitar is one of the best in Brazil. Giovanni Torre, we really don't know anything about him except that he's been playing extremely solid, very strong German player, playing your traditional German style. And Nicholas Mamoney has been playing like an absolute madman. But for the most part, his timing has been pretty good. So he's been a joy to watch. We know he's a blaster. We know he's a huge gambler, huge shooter, loves to play tournaments. He's won some high rollers before, made some deep runs in the World Series of Poker, including the main event. And he is going for his first World Series of Poker bracelet today. Solomon says, do you believe in these gaming? I don't quite understand the question, but if you could reword it so I can understand it a little bit better, I will be happy to answer. If you're asking whether or not I think that like online poker is rigged, I definitely do not believe that online poker is rigged. Obviously, there's a huge luck element, and there's volatility and swinginess, and any kind of game's a chance, but the game's legit. I can promise you that. Nick Mamoney flops trips here in this limped pot. Giovanni flops nothing. You're going to see a check on the flop. Nick's like, come on, man, just put in a chip. One freaking chip. Put it in there. Giovanni's like, nah, dude, I ain't got nothing. Nick Mamoney, you were asking if it's rigged. Yeah, it's not rigged. You know, it's not predetermined. It's not rigged. I have a video on that, actually. If you Google is online poker rigged, you'll probably find my video explaining why it's not. All right, Diego Bitar flops bottom. Nick Mamoney flops top. Giving him a nice price. Diego will probably continue. Now, very draw-heavy turn. King Jack. 6-7. Hearts, diamonds. We're going to see a big bet here. Generally, the more draws possible, the bigger the bet size is. We are going to see. And Nick Mamoney going to take that one down with the 2-barrel. Well done, well played. Giovanni starting to sink a little bit. Nick Mamoney not wanting to let Diego take a free flop. Yeah, you guys like the one where I talk about like Unicorn Valley and all those poker sites? What's up, Andrew? I did not bet on the Negreanu Polk match. I think that Doug has a big edge, given that that's his specialty. I would love to see Daniel win. I would love to see the underdog come through. It would be a dream come true. All right, 20 big blind shove. Nick Mamoney going to snap call here. Reason being, Giovanni could be doing this with King Jack, Queen Jack, King 10, King 9, although he may just flat with those hands. But Nick Mamoney knows he's usually in good shape here, barring the times Giovanni has Ace King or Ace Queen. So he's going to take his 60-40. Giovanni has tons of pairs, tons of ace rags. And Mamoney going to need a 10, a queen, or a king that is not a club to get the KO. Looking for a monkey on the river. That's not going to do it. Giovanni going to double up to 13 million. And Nick Mamoney in third place. Billy Bates asking about the home game. If you want to play the home game, just sign up on America's Card Room with the sign-up code GRIPST. The buy-in for the home game is $2.20. I will show you guys where the game is located after the stream is done. But for now, I do want to focus on the final table first. We got to take care of business first. But yes, everyone is welcome to... everyone's welcome to play the home game. International players welcome to... Yes, the game's on America's Card Room, but wherever you live in the world, you can play on America's Card Room, pretty much. That's why we host our home game there. Nick Mamoney coming in with the 3-bet with 5-4 offsuit. This dude is all about aggression, man. No fear. And I do think we will be seeing a big pot here. Ace King suited. Opens. Giovanni could play this either way. With the stacks as they are, maybe he wants to flat. He does. He doesn't want to 3-bet and get 4-bet and all that stuff. What a flop for Diego. Top pair, top kicker. Nut flush draw. Nothing for Giovanni. Giovanni still makes the call with king high. Okay. If that's what you want to do. Is he going to lead now? The board did pair 9s. That's what the regs like to do when the middle card pairs and they check call out of the big blind. They like to lead the flop. So that's what he's going to do. Leads out. Diego, obviously, going to find the call here. No way he ever folds this. And Giovanni successfully spewed off a couple million in this pot. Will he fire one more? For no reason. Diego can still have the 9. Can have the ace. Giovanni beats the flush draws too. So no reason to bet the river. He's going to check. Diego probably go for decent value here. Maybe like 1.8. To get value from like, look at that read on sizing. To get value from like worse aces. Although I don't know if Giovanni really plays his worse aces like that. But since he can get called by all the worse aces, he can bet bigger. Whereas if he has like ace jack, if he's going to bet, he's going to bet smaller because there are fewer aces. Fewer worse aces that can call. All right, we get limp and a raise. Giovanni. Imagine he'll take a flop here with 5-6 suited. Although being out of position, second place against chip leader, maybe not. Maybe he'll wait for a better spot to play a hand in position or something better than 6 high, nonetheless. All right, Nick Mamoney will likely be 3-betting ace king here. Giovanni, queen jack offsuit. I don't know what he's going to do. Queen jack suited, we definitely see appeal, but queen jack offsuit, I really don't know what we're going to see. Mamoney has been absurd, so Giovanni could, go for the 4-bet. And this is the power of playing like a maniac. You do get action in spots where nits would get folds, but unlucky for Nick Mamoney. Queen on the flop is followed by an ace of spades on the turn and barring a queen or jack on the river, which that is certainly not Nick Mamoney. Back in the game with 15.2 million in chips. Not your chip leader, but pretty darn close. Giovanni feeling the pain after that one. He's down to 3 million in chips, and he's going to have to do a little bit of miracle work, which we did see him do earlier with the King 8 double up, followed by the aces versus tens. It is possible. It is, but it is not probable at this stage in the game. Diego, going to try to limp in? It's not going to work. It never works. I don't know why he keeps limping in. Mamoney has Mamoney ever checked? Has he checked a single time? Oh yeah, he checked with Jack 3 suited and then just dominated post flop. What hand number are we at the FT? I have no idea. It doesn't track. I know that the blinds are going up in 23 hands, but I don't know where we're at. Mamoney in with Queen 6, called by King 9. Great call by Giovanni. He's going to need some help on the turn or river. There are 3 kings that can get it done. And we 3 kings of Orient are not going to be making an appearance on the river. That's going to be a GG for Giovanni Torre, our friend from Germany, taking on $165,613. That's 110 buy-ins. It's a great result. Started the tournament with Diego. I messaged you on Skype. Maybe they're going to talk about chop or something, a little chop opportunity. Don't know what else they'd be talking about. I mean, they have exactly even stacks. If he has them on Skype, then I guess they've done trades before. They're probably talking chop. It's a fair thing. Opening. It's good, though. They wait till their head's up to talk on Skype, but that's fair. So there may be a little business being done. Both players guaranteed $228,212. First place $302,472. If they were to chop about 70K difference, so 37-ish, they'd both take about 265 and change. But pretty hot hand here to get during the potential discussion period. Mid pair for Mamoney. Flush draw and an overcard turned flush for Diego. And we'll see who's going to take this thing down. 20 minutes remaining in the stream. 20 hands remaining in the level. 35 million chips in play. Mamoney probably going to fold here. He beats 7-8, 7-9, 8-9 of clubs. Ace high floats. No, those would probably 3-bet. He loses to flushes, loses to tens, loses to Broadway floats that have a jack. Yeah, I think Mamoney's going to find the fold here while they figure out the terms. We will not know what was discussed on Skype, but we will know that some discussion will go down. So whoever voted for Diego, whoever voted for Nick, congratulations, guys. I think we can say that you are both winners on your prediction. Massive payday for these guys. 150 buy-ins? More. Can someone divide 265,000 by 1,500? I would like to know what that number is. Right, so heads up match, pretty deep stacked here, 150,000, 300,000, both players over 55 bigs, 175K. Okay, so we'll call it 175 buy-ins. That's an incredible payday on a $1,500 buy-in tournament. That is an incredible payday for both these players. Yeah, I'll assume even stacks, mutual respect. If they have each other on Skype, that means they probably know each other from the past. So I think we likely saw a chop go down, but the details will not be known. They are still, however, even if business was made, playing for a World Series of Poker bracelet. That is a big deal. That is a big, big deal. What's bigger? 270K, gold bracelet. Personally, I'll say the cash. That's a lot of money. Maybe you guys disagree. Yeah, great result for both these players. 100%. We got some votes for Diego. Larcio Yamauchi. Going for Diego. Wow, big turn here. All right. Nick had top pair, turned an open-ender. Diego has turned top and middle. We will probably see a check raise here from Diego. And Mamoney going to be going nowhere here. There's a lot of outs to improve on the river. He has position. Getting almost 3-1 on a call. About 2 million to play for a pot of 7.6 million. So with all the outs he has, pretty much getting the right price. Plus the implied odds being in position on the river. And there it is. 9 of clubs on the end is going to make the straight for Mamoney. Puts Diego in a spot. Not beating a whole lot anymore. But what do? Do you put a block bet out there? It's exactly what he does. Seems to make the most sense rather than checking. If you're Mamoney, do you raise it up here? Pretty unlikely your opponent has Jack 10. Yeah. Would he float the flop and then check raise Jack 10 on the turn? No. I don't believe so. Mamoney's always good here with a 6. Makes a small raise, going for value. Giving his opponent the chance to call with worse. Had he gone all in, there's no way Diego calls, but for this price, just may do so. Let's see, what do you think, Chad? Is he going to make the call? Or is he going to make the fold? I think he's good enough to find the fold here. You feel sick, you know, if you get bluffed and you were getting 7-1. But that's also why you think this guy would never be bluffing here, offering such a good price. He's got to have it. Gilly thinks he's calling. CeeLo thinks he's calling. I'll say the price is right. Chat, you are a bunch of geniuses. You guys just know. Makes the call. Nick Mamoney taking down 16 million in chips. Diego's hoping they did business. Because now Nick Mamoney, 2.5-1 chip lead over Diego. He's looking good. He's feeling good. He's having fun. All is well in the universe. Mamoney says, let's just get it over with. 35 bigs? Whatever, dude. I got a suited queen. Put the chips in the middle, my friend. Put the chips in the middle, my friend. Quick reminder, we do have the home game popping off just shy of 60 minutes from now, and we will be giving away 10 free entries to the home game. So if you want to collect one of those, come join us at twitch.tv/Gripst for your chance to win a free home game entry. All right, Mamoney in there with the deuce tray. Firing the second barrel, targeting this exact hand. He wants to get a pair of 7s or a pair of 6s to fold. There are now 2 over cards to that pair and the draw. Will he fire one more barrel on the river? He's got the nut low. He's never good. Never good if he checks. And he can fold Diego off spades that beat him, straight draws that beat him. Think he 8-9, 8-5, 5-4, any spade, any 6, any 7. He might bluff to target those hands. A king's not going to fold, but a 7 probably is. This will be pretty epic, man. If Mamoney just fires off 4 barrels with deuce tray, this would be like shades of Henry Tran. Just thinking about it. What's the sizing if he's going to do it? He's not going to do it. gives up. I don't really think he should have bet the turn, but he's the one playing for $300,000. I'm just the one in the commentary box. We'll probably see another big 3-bet here from Mamoney. This time 2.4 mil. Diego in possession, 6-3 suited, finds the fault. Mamoney takes it down. Sup, Doge? You came for the heads up match, Doge? Came for the heads up match, Doge? Yeah, pretty good timing. Came to watch him play for all the money and that gold bracelet. You love to see it. Love to see it. Blinds will be going up in 11 hands if we get that far. Nick Mamoney flops bottom pair. Diego with the nut shot. Also with a chance to make some inner pairs. 7, 8, and 9 all make him the best hand. Comes in with the check raise. Putting the pressure on Nick Mamoney. He's got bottom pair. Backdoor flush draw. Might think about taking a card off. Instead decides to click it back. Another very advanced play. This is to target the exact hands that Diego has. If Diego has a draw, Mamoney wants to take the lead back then and put the pressure on him. Also, if Diego has a jack, Mamoney wants to freeze him up here and give himself the best chance to see the turn in river for a nominal price of $1 million. Man, this is fun stuff to watch. I knew this was going to be like the best final table to watch because I know that Mamoney is an absolute maniac. And like, you know, a controlled maniac, a well thought out maniac. There's a method to his madness, we can say. There's a reason to his rhyming. Now, he doesn't rhyme, he just plays poker. And he's got a 3-1 chip lead here. Feeling pretty good. Leading out on the Queen Jack 3 board. Another interesting unorthodox play. Targeting the ace rag, king rag, suited connectors. Like that play too, man. Wow. Yeah, maybe I should hit this guy up on Skype. Get a little coaching. Dude is a very strong player. I actually have spoke to his coach, and his coach said if I wanted to work on my tournament game with him, he'd be more than happy to help me. We're actually pretty good buddies going back since about, I think he stayed at my condo in 2014, I think. He stayed at my place. I had a lot of people come stay at my place 2013, 2014 when I was studying under some of the best tournament players in the game, Calvin Anderson, Ankush Mandavia, Griffin Benger, Simon Charette, to name a few. And Nick's coach, when he came by, he was my favorite person of all the people that came. Like, I loved everybody, but I loved this guy the most. We just hit it off so much. He's like me, personal development, law of attraction. He's got the Post-it notes on his computer for reminders of how he could improve, talking about going to rehab, overcoming addiction, becoming truly empowered. Just an awesome dude, super positive, super funny, super hilarious. So maybe I should get in touch with him, actually. Not a bad time to get in touch with them. Mic's still working, right, guys? Don't scare me like that. Don't scare me like that. The mic is out. Yeah, okay, good. Mamoney, now a 4-1 chip lead. Might be a good person for. Oh yes, if I got Mamoney's coach, we would have an incredible podcast. Actually, I was going to go on his podcast. Can you guys put the pieces together and figure out who it is? He invited me to his podcast. Maybe I should, maybe I should take him up on that. Be good. What's up, S-Dub? Welcome to the stream. Big thanks to everybody for hanging out, sweating this final table with me. I hope you've enjoyed watching it as much as I have enjoyed commentating it. Really been an incredible, fantastic learning experience. Really grateful to GGPoker for providing us with access to this footage. Wow, Mamoney, man. Look at this dude. It's like, you won't call. What a bully. What a bully. And now he has a 6-1, 5-1 chip lead. It's 30 mil versus 6 mil for the Canadian. Well, I mean, he's American. Came to Canada to play the World Series, but I believe born and raised in America, Mr. Mamoney, if I'm not mistaken. Lived in Honduras. He's done a lot of charitable work, working in developing nations, working at orphanages. Guy's got a really, really big heart, Nick Mamoney. Very caring individual. I think that sunset actually is from Honduras as well, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, so far the guesses are not correct. Max pressure from Mamoney. Max pressure from Mamoney. Tell you what though, I will, if you guys stick around for the home game, I'll tell you who it is. When it's all said and done. I will drop the ball, share the secrets with you fine people. Mamoney, small C-bet here, as we've seen lots of. Fair guess, Adrian, but nope, it is not Negreanu. Mamoney, second barrel. Tough spot for Dia. I mean, he's got third pair. There's 2 flush draws out there, so many outs. I mean, he's just kind of caged. Will Nick Mamoney fire the final barrel? A lot of hands have to fold once that club comes in, that's for sure. He's got a good hand to bluff with. 8 high. Although if he's bluffing with this, he is bluffing a lot. But when clubs come in, that's a good time to bluff. Because you would be... You guys are guessing Mike Matusow. Get out of here. Get out of here. I like Gilly's guess better, BBZ. It's not BBZ, but it's a good guess. Now you guys are just trolling me with your guesses. Doyle Brunson. Chris Ferguson. We're going back to the full tilt days now. Pressure on Diego. I don't believe he's going to make the call here. Phil, guys, can we guess some... James, get out of here with these guesses, guys. The troll city over here. It's an online player, guys. Online player. To poke us in with the Mike Postle. All right. Diego really doesn't want to let this one go, nor should he, man. Mamoney's just been blasting away. He does make the call, man. Props to Diego finding the call there. 4th pair is good. It's the boss play right there. Now the blinds are up 200,000, 400,000. It's still a 3-1 chip lead for Nick Mamoney. But one double up would leave them tied. Nick Mamoney ships it in. King Deuce suited. Take it down. Limp here. Some cooler potential here with these connected cards. 10, 9, 8, 7. Maybe we'll see an action flop here. Second pair for Nick. Gut shot for Diego. Ryan LaPlante, good guess. Nope. Charlie Carroll, also good guess. Nope. Tom Dwan, good guess. Kmart, nope, not Kmart. Made 30K this year, grind 2-4. Should I go full time? If you want to. I prefer being part-time for sure. 30K is not a ton. I would say keep playing part-time. If you can make like 100K, sure. 60K if that's enough, sure. But only if you want to. How much did you enjoy it? And that's the big question, Kyle. And would you enjoy it as much and play as well if you had to depend on it fully for your income rather than having some backup? All right, it is a 5 flush on the board. Who's going to steal this one away? Maybe somebody, maybe nobody. Jonathan Little, also a good guess? Nope. Bryn Kenny is a very good guess. Also not correct. It's a very good guess, though. Because this is a pretty Bryn Kenny style of play, I would say. There's Mamoney. You're doing a little thinker. Look at this guy. Oh, man, that's jokes. Ooh, now we're getting to some good guesses. Lucky Chewy, Isaac Haxton, Victor Malinowski. Also all wrong, but good guesses. Good guesses. We'll let everyone drop. If you're watching this video after the fact, leave a comment with your guess. Someone will get it, probably. Ben CB, also incorrect. That's a good guess, though. Ben CB has a podcast. That was one of the hints. Someone who has a podcast and is very good at poker tournaments. Jeff Gross, also a good guess. Also incorrect. Is it the guy in the kitchen? No, it's not the guy in the kitchen. Jordan from BBZ, great guess. Also incorrect. Could this be our spot? What is it, 20 bigs? Maybe. Mamoney, gonna rip it in. I think Diego's calling here. All right, King 8, my favorite hand. Not. Versus Ace 5. And a king on the flop. It's looking pretty good for Mamoney to take down this tournament. $300,000, unless they chopped. And a World Series of Poker bracelet. Bar and an ace on the river. Your champion. Winner of event number 69, World Series of Poker bracelet winner, Nicholas Mamoney. Congratulations on the victory. Very well deserved, very well played. Includes a bit more because he gets a tournament ticket to some like WSOP Europe main event or something. Either way, what a game, what a run, what an event. Your champion, Nicholas Mamoney, taking home $302,472. Incredible final table. Absolutely loved it. I learned a ton. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed watching it as much as I did commentating on it. Hope you learned too. If you liked this video and you want to watch more like this, we have tons of final table replays on my YouTube channel. And given the feedback on them so far, I'm going to keep doing more of them. So I'm going to post a link in the chat for you guys in case anyone wants to watch more of these in the future. And with that, we're going to wrap this stream up and head back on over to Twitch for our home game. If you're interested in playing a home game with us, come on over to twitch.tv/Gripst. We're going to be giving away 10 free entries to the tournament over the next 45 minutes. Everybody's welcome. All you got to do is show up. And finally, if you're interested in improving your tournament game for free, head on over to gripst.com/free. Check out Project Get Me Stackin'. Pick yourself up either a tournament training program, including 30 days of videos, $200 worth of premium training guides, or the cash edition, Project Get Me Stackin'. couple ebooks, couple mental game masterclasses, and a whole bunch of training videos. Yours absolutely free. Anyway, I just want to say thank you so much, everybody, for watching the stream. Leave me a comment, like, and if you want more videos like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified every time a new video goes live. We have about 11 more final table reviews. I think we'll do one a week for the rest of the year, and I look forward to sharing my knowledge and these incredible final table performances with you. Once again, congratulations to our champ, Nicholas Mamoney, the American turned Canadian. And thank you for an incredible performance. Once again, thank you to GGPoker for making this footage available to us. We are most grateful to you for providing it for us. And yeah, look forward to the next one. All right. See you guys at twitch.tv/Gripst if you want to play the home game with us in about 45 minutes. And if not, want to thank you again so much for watching. And until next time, you know what to do. Take what you learned, go out there, and get stacking. And yes, if you come to Twitch, I'll tell you who Mamoney's coach is. Secret is coming out. Peace, y'all.